Hello.
Good
I'm I,
morning.
I'm struggling. That was a very interesting finish to the intro.
Yeah, I tried to dot the I with that explosion, but hey, it was close. I'm pretty sure that's everybody's sentiment that's going to be on the panel today. So,
Well, one hopes.
yeah.
Oh, you've threw them all away with that.
I've seen worse.
And
No,
somewhere, and
yeah,
somewhere, someone was offended.
yeah. I know, right?
Yeah.
Holy smokes. Well, Time Profits here along for the
Oh,
ride in the chat,
he's the
so
first one in. First one in. Very good.
let's see. Yeah, good old Time Profit. Yeah.
Oh, right.
There should be an apostrophe in Blake 7.
Ah,
Actually in the logo, there is no apostrophe. That's
I'm,
where I checked. I double checked when I put that in there.
I'm just trying to look over to my DVDs over there. I'm
Yeah,
a bit
actually,
far
it's
out the
on
way.
the yeah, it's got Blake 7 with no apostrophe on the actual intro logo. If it's
Oh,
there, then it's invisible.
can't really tell from over
Nevertheless,
here.
yeah, nevertheless, it's a good show.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So yeah,
Totally problem being's fault for getting me into that.
I know. Yeah, he actually had sent me like last year. He sent me some links. He DM'd me on Twitter and sent me some links to episodes of Blake 7. And now that I have BritBox,
Oh yeah.
I can watch Blake 7 and Red Dwarf and Doctor
Ah,
Who all I want. For just
yes.
$6.99 a month, you too can be an Anglophile.
And you can enjoy the good stuff, of
I
course, the
know,
good
right?
stuff. None of that.
Yeah, and I can enjoy Randall and Hopkirk. I remember that show as a kid. I used to watch that on PBS here in the States.
All right, I'm not
Um,
familiar with that.
Yeah, Randall and Hopkirk. It's a pretty funny buddy show. Yeah, you'll like it.
Well, it can't be any worse than some of the today's stuff. So,
No. It's from the 70s, actually from
oh well.
early 70s. So it's good though. It's good. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, you'll if you're a music aficionado
Eh,
into some of the classic counterculture stuff. There's a scene, several shots of the one of the main character Randall's apartment or flat, and in
uh-huh.
his flat he's got a bunch of LPs.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah, a bunch of LPs and an LP rack above a sound system, and the one LP jacket that you see quite clearly is Ravi Shankar.
Okay. That's
Oh man.
not familiar
So,
with that, but yeah.
yeah, Ravi Shankar. Yeah, it's my brother used to have some of those LPs.
Wow.
Ravi Shankar. Look him up. He did some sessions with George Harrison
All
of the
right.
Beatles.
Okay.
He did some
All
sessions
right.
with the Beatles actually. So yeah,
Cool. Cool.
yeah. So good stuff.
Yeah, that sounds pretty decent. Yeah. Like I'm watching Stingray just now still.
Stingray.
Yeah. Got one more disc to go and then
What
that's
is
me
it?
finished.
What is it? The next 30 minutes are the most important. Something
Anything can
like that.
happen. Anything can happen in
Anything
the
can
next half
happen
hour.
in the
Yeah.
next half hour. Yeah.
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 Stand by for action.
Yes.
That's the one.
Oh my God. Yeah. You know what? Back in the day, that was like the freaking most up to date modern stuff.
Hmm.
As a kid, you're thinking, "Oh my God, this is awesome," and you look back at it, and you're an adult now, and you see all this. We've been
The
spoiled
wires.
with CGI and everything,
You see all the
but
wires. The
but
wires
it's still
moving.
good stuff. Yeah, Mary,
It
Super
is.
Marientation. It's great stuff. Still, the
It is.
stories and things, and all the model ships and everything.
Well, I mean,
It
when I
took a
was
hell of a long time to do a
mm,
lot of that stuff.
I mean, when I
You
was
know?
growing up in the 80s, it was before my time, but you know, it was just one of them things. Everything was repeated in the 80s, so I
Yeah.
got to see it all. It was great.
No. Time Prophet in the chat says Randall used to get knocked out every week and he didn't suffer brain damage. Yeah, no
Ah,
kidding. He did. He always got his ass kicked. Oh my god. Uh,
that
oh,
sounds
here's one
sounds
here. Here's one here. Oh yeah. Time Prophet in the chats. Animation. My animation is getting there. Gonna be a big Hollywood explosion in it. LOL.
By
Do
that, do
it.
you mean that Hollywood is going to explode, or there's going to be a Hollywood
I
type explosion featured in it?
maybe Hollywood type because Hollywood
Please,
itself is imploded.
can't you just blow Hollywood up then?
I know, right?
And
God, we could only hope.
please.
So, yeah. So let's see. Gosh, I was waiting for individuals here to show up, but
I must have got held
show
up.
must go on. So we'll start with the slideshow here. And as you can see, we've got the TARDIS
That
in
is,
flight, in travels, in Doctor Who. And I
yeah.
myself, I've been, utilizing BritBox to catch up
Mm,
on all the classic stuff. And I went through the Hartnell era, and now I'm
right.
almost through the Troughton era.
I
And
saw you tweeting about that yesterday, I think it was.
yeah, the Troughton era. I have to admit, uh, Patrick Troughton is a phenomenal character actor, just phenomenal in his skill.
Hmm.
And I liked him, and I'd seen him in other television shows and things.
Hmm.
Like he played I think the first or second episode of The Saint with Roger Moore.
All right.
He actually played a detective. Patrick Troughton played a part in one of his episodes as a detective.
Right.
Was
Okay.
kind of interesting. And then he did something even earlier that back, I think in the late 1950s, that broadcasted on BBC was the television show Sherlock Holmes.
Ah,
And the actor's name was Ronald Howard. No relation to Ron Howard,
okay.
but he played a very good Sherlock Holmes. But the character I liked the most about that was the Watson character. He may have been a little older, but he actually looked like he might have been the same age or younger
Hmm.
than Sherlock. But he was a tough, rough and tough, you know, always fighting.
Okay.
Watson. I mean, yeah, he was always fighting. He was a big burly guy. He was not a slouch or an old frail man.
Hmm.
But Troughton played a character on that, I remember too. And but Troughton impressed me even more. There was an episode of Enemy of the World, I think,
No, I've not seen
several
that.
episodes of the Troughton Doctor Who, and so
Oh,
he did a double role. Troughton played
okay.
the Doctor, and then he played this bad guy character called Salamander.
Okay.
Accent and everything,
Wow.
mannerisms, the whole nine yards. Literally, like turning on and off a light switch.
Hmm.
And you can almost see him in scenes going from, like where you could just see him happening, it's just he'd go from one character to the next. And it's just like, holy shit, what a great actor, you
Wow.
know? And then I think the Time Prophet told me that he was in the movie The Omen or the
Yes. Yes, he
Omen.
was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now I have never seen that, but I know that came out in the late 70s,
Yeah,
mid to
he's
late
he,
70s.
he's.
So
I forget. Is he a priest? Is he a priest
yeah,
in
Time
that?
Prophet
Yeah.
said he was a priest.
Yeah, he gets impaled by a lightning rod. That's quite funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that, and he also plays one of Dracula's stooges in one of the Hammer horror movies. I've got it
Really?
over
He's in
over
a
there.
Hammer? Okay.
Yeah, he gets thrown off a cliff.
Oh, that's nice.
If I remember correctly, he gets thrown.
Yeah,
Christopher Lee lobs him off a cliff.
nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, Patrick Troughton's Doctor is becoming one of my favorites because he's
Okay.
so, I guess, I don't know, hyper unpredictable,
Oh,
and
okay.
he's running all over the place.
Right. Time Prophet is saying that yes, David Warner also loses his head in the Omen. Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, comes right off.
Nice. Yeah. But where are we at? Oh yeah, and then but I haven't gotten to what the heck was it? Anyway, so the Crotons
Mhm.
finished that series of episodes for Trouton, and I haven't
Right.
begun anything else yet. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to starting the Pertwee stuff too to see.
Okay, I've
Um,
not seen Patrick Troughton as the
yeah,
Doctor. To
I've
be
only
honest,
seen yeah. Oh hey, we got a late arrival. Let
drum roll,
me get
please.
this in here. Drum roll, please.
Hello,
Oh,
hello.
it's a dot.
Sorry, I'm late, old chap. I had a bit of family issues to deal with, but I'm here now.
Oh no.
No,
Are
nothing major. It's just kids being kids.
Oh,
Oh, that's
suppose
right. You're dealing
wouldn't
with
expect anything
what,
else.
7 and 8 year olds or something?
Yeah, I got a 7 and a 10-year-old, and
Oh,
then my
good.
two, but they're my two youngest. There are 5 other children that I have to deal with as well.
Man,
Only 5.
Only
you've
5.
almost got a
Yeah.
freaking you've almost got yourself a basketball team there.
Well, I've done my bit for population density.
There you
So
go.
yeah, I've picked up everybody else's slack.
Oh dear.
Oh well.
Well, I don't know. You missed the intro.
Oh, no.
I think you would appreciated the intro. It's quite long.
Yes.
Darn it.
Cruel, would you mind if we ran that for Gobby again?
Of course not. No.
Excellent.
Let me go
We'll have
over
an
here
official
to my
second start. It's no
bag
problem.
of yes, sir. We're a second start here. All right, and here we go.
I like that. I especially like the ending.
Yep.
Yes, indeed. I love it.
I tried to dot the Johnny Cash I there, but I got close enough with that last explosion.
That'll do.
Yeah.
I think the message was received loud and clear.
Yes.
You really think so?
Well, yeah, I don't know. Maybe we could have a little bit more on the old fireworks, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh dear me.
Yeah. So basically, I've got a slideshow here, just basically the ships of some of our favorite franchises, classic franchises.
Yeah, the classic version.
Classic ones.
Yeah,
and,
none of this new shit.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. And just kind of they're in no particular order, but I figured we could just go by the slides and talk about what we liked so much about these particular franchises as we go along. And then at the end of the stream or when we're done with the slideshow, we can talk about whatever you feel like, depending on, if you have to leave or whatever, but that's fine. I've pretty much got all day.
That's all right.
So but
I'm sure we can. I'm sure we can pick this up
LDG is in the chat.
All right.
LDG from Geeks Enjoy. LDG, how's it going? Good to see you. Yeah, so let's put this back up here. And so the first slide is Doctor Who, and you can see the TARDIS there in flight and through space and time and etc. And I was just talking with Cruel about the I was going through the I've already gone through the Hartnell era, and I'm almost done with Troughton.
Wow.
Going through that, and how impressed I was with. I liked Patrick Troughton from the first time I saw him, and the very first Doctor Who episode I ever saw with him in it was the one with Jamie and Victoria when they found the tomb of the Daleks. Well, pardon me, Tomb of the Cybermen.
Cybermen, yeah.
And
that's a
I
good
loved
one.
him in that. You know, of course, I like Jamie as well.
I think
But,
I've seen clips. I think I've seen clips of that.
Yeah, I've seen the whole thing several times now.
Yeah.
But yeah, good episode. I loved how he played the Doctor, and then I love how animated he is. And I was just telling Cruel that I saw the Enemy of the World episode or series of episodes that was done, and that's where Patrick Troughton plays two parts. He plays the Doctor, and then he plays the bad guy.
Yeah,
called Salamander, and he accent, mannerisms, everything, just like at the drop of a freaking hat, he could just change characters. That's such a sign of such a great character actor.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
awesome. And but that's I like him. He's running all over the place. He's kind of hyper at times. He gets a little emotional at times, which is kind of, I guess, it's funny to me. I enjoy it. Let's put it that way.
Well, you wait to get to Tom Baker.
No, I've seen a couple episodes. Yeah, he's the. When you think of Doctor Who, that's the first thing that his image comes to mind in my mind. The very first Doctor.
Yeah, I've seen quite a bit of Tom Baker.
Yeah.
It was my favorite classic era. That was. I love Tom Baker.
A lot of people. That's where they started with Doctor Who. Was
that's where I started. Tom Baker was my first Doctor. Yeah.
I think Peter Davidson. I think Peter Davidson was mine, if I remember, but maybe not.
So Troughton, I got, I'm almost through there. I finished up with the crotons or whatever.
Croutons. Like a Welland soup.
Yeah, beautiful in soup.
With the diamond heads. So I finished up with that, and I haven't started the other ones yet. They finished out his era. I'm kind of looking forward to the Pertwee era.
I've seen some of him as well. Yeah.
But I mean, what do you? So, Gobby, you started out with Baker, huh?
Yeah, that was my. It's like a lot of my sci-fi. I was introduced to it by my dad.
Right.
My dad liked watching Doctor Who, and he sat me down when I was but a wee lad and sat me in front of the telly. So I remember watching Tom Baker from a very early age. So yeah, it's and then it was sort of on and off. I've watched all the classics at least once.
Right.
But I'm 53 years old now. I can barely remember my name, let alone anything else. So there's a lot of time when people will go this, and this, and I'll go, yeah, I'll take your word for it. I mean, I have watched it. I can't remember.
Right. When I lived in San Diego, California for a while, and I lived in an apartment building I shared with my nephew, and he and I lived on the third story. It was a 3-story complex. We lived on the 3rd floor, and was overlooking the parking lot. What a great view that was. And the neighbor directly below us, she was a Doctor Who fan. Now, this was back in 1998 when I met her.
Right.
And she had all the VHSs, and she was a big Tom Baker Doctor Who fan. Huge, big time. And that's where I got introduced to Doctor Who. She actually let me borrow one of her VHS tapes, and I watched. I can't remember which episode of Baker it was. Maybe it was the one when he transitioned from Pertwee to Baker. Maybe that was like his first episode. I think might have been the one I watched. So she introduced me to Doctor Who officially, and then I think at the same time or just before that, I watched the Paul McGann movie.
Yeah, that was all right. Yeah,
that was all right. That was not bad.
Yeah. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, I think I actually saw that before I did the Baker stuff. But either way, it was good stuff. And the funny thing about the Doctor Who stuff is when was watching the new Hobbit movies, right? The 3 Hobbit movies that came out.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The one wizard that played the brown wizard, which was Sylvester McCoy.
That's right. Yeah.
As soon as he popped on the screen, I didn't expect him to be on, and the next thing I know, I see Sylvester McCoy, and the wife and I are sitting on the couch watching this, and I scream out, it's Doctor Who. It's Doctor Who. She's like, sit down and shut up and watch the movie.
Yeah, sounds
That's
sounds
right.
like what. Yeah, that's what my wife would shout at me. You
She
know,
got all pissed off. I
Was
don't
it
care if it was Doctor Who. Watch the movie.
Radagast, was it Radagast?
Radagast, something like that.
Yeah,
Something
something
like
like
that,
that.
Since
Yeah.
you borrowed the VHS tape, did you rewind it for her?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
That's a good boy. That's a good boy. Never send a VHS back without rewinding
No.
it. That was the height of disgustingness back in those days.
I know, right?
Oh, especially if you rented them.
Oh God, yeah. First thing
You
you had to
rented
do is
them. Whoa.
20 minutes waiting for it to rewind so you could watch the film. Thanks for that.
Yeah, you rent the movie. It's not rewound. You have to rewind it, then you watch it and find out it's a pile of shite.
Yeah, and now you, and that's why the other guy didn't rewind it when he sent it back.
Yeah.
There you go. Exactly. Oh, my
Oh,
God.
cool.
But yeah,
Those were the
and
days.
I am looking forward to get up to that so I can watch everything. I want to watch everything in order, so
Yeah.
that's kind of where I'm at. And but so far I'm impressed with the storytelling, the writing.
Aye.
And I love the fact that there's differences in the personalities between between Hartnell and Troughton. But
Mhm.
my biggest, I was kind of intrigued, is that when I first saw Hartnell, the very first season, he was a grumpy bastard. And
Yep.
you know
Oh,
what's funny is the first thing I remembered, first thing that came to my mind was, hey, Peter Capaldi was a grumpy bastard in the first
Yep.
freaking series year too. And I'm like, but he was a grumpy bastard, Hartnell was, his
Yep.
character. And then as time went on, he kind of did, he kind of softened up and was less of a grumpy puss. But
Yeah.
those were still great episodes, with Ian and the other gal, Chesterton, come here.
To be honest, the only Hartnell one I saw was the Dalek Invasion of Earth. I had that on VHS. It was a double cassette,
Ooh,
Yeah,
double
there you
Yes,
go.
it was a double
Double
cassette.
cassette.
double one. Oh my God, a double cassette
Double cassette, yes.
with the
So,
big
Was it
with the big box.
the big box, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the only one I've Hartnell.
Did they have it in 4-track?
Oh God, 4-track. Jesus.
I don't know. You just stick it in the machine and press play.
Oh, there was an episode of frickin', I don't know if you guys ever watched Beavis and Butthead at all.
Now and
There was
again.
an episode of Beavis and Butthead when they were at their hippie teacher's house,
Oh.
and I don't know if they were I don't know what they were doing there, but apparently the hippie had an extensive collection of 8-track tapes.
8 tracks.
And they thought they were VHS or Betamax or something like that, and they were trying to play them, so they were jamming them in this VHS player.
Oh, got them with the days.
Subsequently destroyed it, all the 8 tracks. So, yeah, hell, those are the days.
They were the days.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think that the lady that I used to know, I think she said there used to be they had just started conventions here in the States in the 90s for Doctor Who, like sci-fi conventions.
Right.
Or they'd have a section. You'd go to a sci-fi convention and there might be a section that's like Doctor Who based or kind of, represented.
Yeah.
But I know that they didn't get started big until after the new Who came about, when RTD brought it back in 2005, and then it really freaking exploded here in the United States. It just went bonkers. Everything, toys, shirts, all kinds of swag, you name it. And then of course everybody's cosplaying, all kinds of characters of Doctor Who. So, which I think was great. But the classic era, and I'm still kind of at a loss to why it fizzled out in the late 80s. But I kind of have an idea. It's because of what they did to the TARDIS, because they turned it into like a freaking clothing hutch or some shit, or a organ or some crap from the police box.
I
don't know
don't
what was
remember.
going
I
on.
honestly
Gobby,
don't
you know what was
remember.
going on about that?
Yeah, well, the reason it
Colin
fizzled out,
Baker?
the reason it fizzled out was because the guy who run the BBC, I think it was Lou Grayder, hated Doctor Who. So
that
he
would
just
do it.
he just kept cutting the budget and cutting the budget and cutting the budget until in the end they just couldn't function anymore. That's why Doctor Who disappeared for so many
Wow.
Right,
times.
okay.
Yeah, it was the guy who ran the BBC at the time. He absolutely hated Doctor Who. So he just
Man.
basically strangled the budget until, which is why if you look at the age, especially like the Sylvester McCoy, you can see there's a lot of reused shots and you can see how tacky it becomes with the special effects because they just didn't have the money. And that's in the end, that's what killed it off, sadly.
That's a
Okay.
shame.
What a
Yeah.
plonker.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. No idea what he had in his hand at the time, but there you go.
Yeah, friggin' cash cow with a several,
Well, it was,
almost 30-year decade.
Yeah.
Over 20 years, 25 years by that time. I mean,
yeah, I mean, it made the BBC a lot of money. So, but he didn't like it, so he ran the show, so he just got rid of it. Idiot. Yeah. So there you go.
stupid is as stupid does.
Absolutely,
Yeah, indeed.
absolutely.
But we've got BritBox. We can watch them all.
Yeah, this is it.
Well, I don't.
You know
but-
what's impressed me is the fact that they like with definitely with the Troughton era was where they I guess when they were searching all over the world for episodes, and they found what they could find and what they were able to piece together. I know as I was watching the Hartnell era, there would be jumps in episode numbers, like 5, 6, 7 freaking episodes from you go from like say episode 5 of whatever season or series to episode like 13. It's like holy crap,
a lot went missing. A lot went missing.
and I know with the Troughton era, the ones that they did find, they were only able to salvage the audio.
Yeah.
But what they did is they took, I guess, the set stills or something like that, or pieces, frames from the episode, and they would take those frames and use that as a basis to make animation cells, and then they would animate. Actually, what's funny is was the first season of Troughton, they actually had actual film cells where they would just put them up as like a slideshow, and they'd play the audio to that, and then they would change this like a slideshow.
Okay.
Which, now my wife saw that and she got all like, what? That's kind of cheap and blah, blah. I said, well, hon, they lost the film. So they're just trying to, keep the episode together by using, freeze frame or using like slides, like a slideshow.
Yeah.
And they were able to salvage the audio. And so, but they did that with a couple of his several episodes. And then there was some that they did where they did animation, like the very first one. Like his very first one with the I can't remember that guy and girl, but the first one when they were on the planet and they had the Daleks,
The Daleks. Yes, I may have heard of those.
But it was all animated, and so with the audio
to keep
so
the story
several
going.
of those like that, and so I was kind of impressed with people's efforts to try to preserve the story.
Aye.
They tried to preserve the story, whether they were able to make animation out of the old stills or the old film that was too degraded, or just making stills of it and playing the audio. Thankfully we have the audio, of those. But my hat's off to people around the world that went and were searching for all that stuff, digging it up.
Yeah.
Because they were finding stuff in like Australia and New Zealand and South Africa. That's where they were getting most of the stuff, because the stuff they had in Britain they'd thrown away.
Yeah.
Some of it,
Such a great idea.
yeah. But so Doctor Who's a good one. And the one thing I like about the Doctor Who series so far, at least with the older ones, the storytelling is so good, but it leaves you with Now I know, like they would do all these cliffhangers and these episodes,
Yeah.
but at the very end, you were left with hope.
Ah,
You were
Yeah,
left with
indeed.
hope, and that was the thing. It was, there were some episodes so far that I've seen that were kind of darker than most, but at the end, they were, hopeful. You had hope, you had interest, intrigue. The storytelling was so well. Unlike today's, there's really no
Don't even talk about
hope.
today's.
Yeah, exactly.
Today's
So-
doesn't give you anything other than depression and,
yeah,
and PTSD.
yeah, that's how we
exactly.
like it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
clearly that's what
exactly.
we need. That's what we need in the world now is more depression and
Right.
suffering and strife. Yeah, it's great. Yeah,
Yep.
brilliant.
Okay,
Oh,
so
dear.
let's go on to the next one here. The next slide.
Ah,
Right up your alley there, Gobby. You're a
oh
Star
yeah.
Trek,
I'm a huge,
fan.
huge Star Trek fan.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely
Star
massive
Trek.
Star Trek fan. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, oh
That's-
God, I love it.
That is the Starship Enterprise.
That is
It
the
certainly
original
is.
series.
The
The original
one.
series, yes.
NCC 1701.
Me likes.
I've actually got that. Hold on. I'll get my camera switched on and I've actually got
Yeah,
the
yeah.
model of that. Hold on a second.
That's it. I watched the original series of Star Trek not too long ago. All 3 seasons.
I had the benefit of watching all the reruns back in the 70s.
There you go.
Nice.
Oh,
Hey,
no, that's
And if it'll work, it actually makes the
Whoa!
Nice.
It's got the phasers and the
Nice.
photon
Oh, yeah.
torpedoes.
Sounds.
and the old the bridge.
Yeah. Nice.
So
I
that's
used to have I actually built a model, like a model kit.
yeah.
I had a model kit of this, and
I want
I
one.
was quite proud of it until it got broken and ended up getting binned. So I was kind of disappointed about that.
I had the refit. I made a light. Do you know the light kit model of the refit? It's about that big. And,
Nice.
yeah, well, it was until the ex-wife smashed it up in a fit of rage. Yeah, I was
no.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Oh,
it's
man.
like it was only like 100 hours of work that had been put into it. I mean, I'd even done the
Yeah.
Aztecing on the hull and everything. Very upset.
Nice.
Seems like
Hence
such
what-
a short job, yeah.
Yes, I was not impressed, but now I have everything that I own in the loft or in this shed, which is locked, and I only have the key.
Nice. There you go.
Yes, this is why everything
So
in
a
here.
security system on there too.
Yeah, there's an alarm. There's an alarm, and there is a
Guard.
camera.
There
Oh
you go.
yeah, yeah. Got
You're
to
not-
protect my stuff.
You're not
That's your
messing about then.
Bloodthirsty Rottweiler patrolling the yard.
But yeah,
Oh,
so
one, of
no,
them, one of those Klingon hound things. What do you
There
call
you
them?
go.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be nice. Yeah, one of
Yeah.
them just sat outside the door.
Yeah.
But no, Star Trek. Again, introduced to by my dad. My father introduced me to that as
same
well,
here.
and he used to love the show because my dad was a huge Western fan.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And he used to say that Star Trek is basically a Western in space.
That's
Cool.
exactly
So-
how Gene Roddenberry pitched it
Yep,
to the network. It was the wagon train of the stars.
yep,
Wagon Train was a big 1950s,
Huge.
early 60s
huge thing.
TV show. Westerns were huge in the United States in the 1950s and early 1960s. Huge.
Well, yeah,
Um,
Clint Eastwood and John Wayne. So
yeah.
Oh yeah, my dad religiously watched every Western he could. He was
Yeah.
a huge Western fan. In fact, when I was about to be born, my dad actually told my mom he wanted to call me Cheyenne.
okay.
Needless to say, my mom wasn't impressed by that name, so I didn't get called that. Sadly,
Oh,
that would have been an awesome name.
That or Paladin.
Yes, Paladin.
That gun will travel.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
But no. So that's how my dad introduced me to it, and I've loved it
Nice.
ever since.
I
It's
was
like-
introduced to Star Trek, the classic, ironically through the Filmation cartoon.
Okay.
And so
Yeah,
the
that's a
wee
Filmation
bit of that.
cartoon that came out in 74, I think 1974, 73, 74.
something like that. Yeah,
And it was voiced, Kirk and McCoy, Spock and McCoy were all voiced by, the original
crew.
stars.
Yeah,
Uhura was, Sulu was. The only cast member that they didn't have at that time for whatever reason was Walter Koenig. And so they substituted another character or two characters to replace his character. But in the cartoon series, and I have the Mego dolls for that. I have 4 of them.
I've got 3 Migos.
Yeah, I've got the Kirk, the Spock, McCoy, and a Klingon.
I've got Spock.
Hold
I've
on.
got old Spock.
Nice. Ooh, that's a different one from mine.
Well, this
All
was
right.
because this one you can change the body and make
Oh.
him into the mirror universe Spock.
Ah.
Oh, damn. Where did you
And-
get that?
I got it from a local shop, B&M. It was on sale for £6. It was a bargain.
Nice.
I'll find the box
Nice.
in a minute. I've got a not very good. It doesn't look like Uhura, but I've got Uhura.
It's supposed to be her.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look much like it. And then I've just recently purchased Khan.
That's
Khan! And this
That's
one's
nice.
really good. But
That's
the
nice.
box, I'll see if I can find the box.
Hey,
for the Spock.
can you hold up that Uhura again for me, please?
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna see
you go.
something on there. She's got the tricorder. The tricorder looks correct.
Yeah.
The tricorder and they used to have she's not got a belt, but she has a tricorder.
Yeah,
Because
she's
she
got
never
the
used to
tricorder.
carry a phaser.
No.
But like with yeah, so that looks correct. The problem
It's
is
the
with
right stuff.
I have tricorders that came with Spock, McCoy,
Yeah.
and even the Klingon. And the one problem I had with those as a kid was the strap would break.
Oh.
Yeah.
And so I got to repair the straps on all 3 of them, actually. The Klingon one was red.
Yeah. There. That's the box. Look.
Oh, that's
Very nice.
too cool, man. That is too cool.
So you've got obviously the mirror Spock.
Yeah.
And then you've got a dress uniform and
Aye.
another uniform. But that is coming in one big
That's
box.
cool.
So
That is very cool.
That was a bargain find. That was.
Yeah. I
Really
wonder if
was.
I wonder if they can still find one of those. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So it's pretty awesome. So
Yeah.
My goodness, it's almost as though you're a fan of Star Trek.
Imagine
Possibly.
that.
have you got little silly things like I've got Star Trek sticky notes
Oh,
Uh-huh.
that have actually
Nice.
got
that's actually a thing.
yeah. Like you
Holy
got a
smokes.
horror communication thing and
Wow.
Starfleet sticky points and the original crew.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I got that as well. See, I clicked all
Nice.
this stuff. There you go.
Why
So,
the hell not?
well, why not spend your money like you can? When you can. You can't at the moment, too tight.
It's Tuesday.
Oh,
Yeah, I've got to buy fuel and that now. I have to
Today's
mortgage the
Tuesday.
house. So,
Tomorrow's
cool.
Wednesday.
So there you go. And obviously, I've got all the films all over here as
Yeah.
well.
Today's Tuesday.
Cool. So there you go.
Cool. Yeah,
So,
that's
yeah,
cool because
very
I've got Migo. I got a Migo Klingon, and I think back to the original set, they had Kirk, Spock, McCoy, a Klingon, Uhura, Scotty. I don't think they had a Sulu. But I think they had, as far as like the quote unquote villains, there was Andorian, a Klingon. I think it was just an Andorian and Klingon, I think,
okay.
Yeah.
for the original Migo stuff. I could be wrong, but I've got 4 of them. And I have everything for each figure. Ironically, the funny thing is with McCoy, well, with all 4 of them, they all came with a belt with a tricorder. Well, except Kirk. Kirk's the only one that didn't have a tricorder. The other 3 had tricorders along with the belt with a phaser and a communicator on the belt. So yeah, I've got all those. But like I said, my tricorders, they all broke at the bottom. The connection between the actual housing of the tricorder and then the strap, you know. But I still have all 3 of those somewhere. Not with the dolls, but for the figures.
Cool.
I didn't
Yeah.
have any Star Trek toys, I don't think.
When I was a kid,
Maybe an Enterprise, but
yeah, there was, when I was a kid, a friend of mine, he had the bridge setup for Migo because they
Nice.
created a whole play set. Like you could have the bridge with the
Mhm.
transporter. They put the transporter on the top with the bridge,
Nice.
but you had the
nice.
transporter and the lift, the turbo lift, but the whole thing was made out of cardboard. Because you fold it up.
That's not been the last. That's not the last.
With the exception of the chairs, I think the chairs were plastic, molded plastic, and then the things like the transporter and the turbo lift were hard plastic. I think but everything else, was cardboard, and it would fold up into a little box that they could put away. But we used to play with that all the time over at his house. I'd bring my stuff and he'd have his, and we'd all, But that's how I got started with Star Trek. And then, at about the same time, I was watching the cartoon. I watched the cartoons, but then I also started watching, reruns of Star Trek, along with all kinds of reruns of 1960 stuff like Gilligan's Island and things like that. They would come out like there was an actual TV show. Oh, come on, dog. There was a TV show called The Nanny and stuff like that. So,
how much is that?
Give me a second. I gotta take care of the Hound of the Baskervilles over here. Hold on.
No. Oh dear me. Oh Lord.
You haven't got any pets there yourself, have you?
I have, but mine are all in the house. So I have got a dog.
Right.
But I've also got a corn snake, a bearded dragon, a chinchilla, a hamster, a rabbit.
She's hearing a dog down the block bark. So
that
would do it.
They have to join in. So I've got a few pets.
I let her out, and so we have a stepway outside the sliding glass. She's hauling ass down. She sounds like a warthog, snorting and growling as she's going down. There's nothing around. There's nobody, nothing, no cats, no nothing. She's just like snorting like some angry warthog.
They do that. They do that.
What the frig, dog? All right, you're gonna go out there and you're gonna walk back in less than 10 minutes because it's hot as hell outside.
Oh, is it? Okay.
9:00 in the morning over here, 9:19, and it's probably just below 100 outside, which is probably about. I'm gonna guess it's probably in the mid 30s.
It's slightly warm then.
Yeah, slightly.
Slightly warm.
Slightly warm. But so I got started with Star Trek, based on the cartoon, the Filmation stuff. And you can still find that out there. They've got YouTube channels for that. And I think actually at one point I thought Hulu carried it for a little while. But so that was my introduction to Star Trek. And I watched all the episodes. And and then of course, as time went on, I watched all the movies, the motion picture.
Yeah.
I have a bust of Leonard Nimoy as Spock from that movie. It's a bust and a ceramic bust. And then I have
is that the first movie, is it?
Yeah, it's the first movie, the motion picture. Right. And from that motion picture movie, I also have a metal lunch, like a little tray with legs that you could for bed and breakfast type of deal, where it looks like a tray and then the legs fold down and they're probably about that tall. The legs are probably about that tall. And so you could stick it, you have your legs underneath your tray, like if you're eating something in bed or if you're on the floor or whatever. But it's, and it has Leonard Nimoy as Spock with the movie logo on the front of it and everything. It's pretty well worn out, but actually, you know what? Let me go get it. I'll be right back.
Cool.
I'll go get it. I know where it's at.
Come on, do it.
Good. There is no bathroom.
There is no bathroom.
There is no bathroom.
I got into I saw Star Trek in the 80s, probably watching it on the telly with my dad.
Yeah.
It was everywhere. It was all over the telly.
And it did, I mean, the funny thing is, it did better in syndication than it ever did in its original release. It's just...
Movies,
and there's so much...
Movies too.
Yeah, the movies too. But I mean, the thing is, Star Trek-wise, they say now, somewhere in the world, every 3 seconds, an episode of Star Trek is starting. That's how successful it is. It's everywhere. It's actually... But I know I've got technical manuals and everything over there of all Star Trek. Oh, yeah, because, it was It's between Star Trek and Star Wars for me. It flips between the two.
Yeah.
I can never really Star Trek. I've got more Star Trek than I've got. Well, I don't know. I think I've got more Star Wars as well. So I don't know.
Yeah. You've got the two main ones. That's the point.
That's all that matters. That's it. I've got the two best ones.
The two main ones. Yeah.
The two that counted. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, God. I'm ready to kill the dog. All right, let me set this up here real quick.
Oh, very nice.
That's nice. I like that.
Yeah, that's great.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's a good collectible. That is.
And see, it has the little legs here.
Oh yeah, cool.
So you can fold it down. Yeah,
sweet. That's
so
good. That's nice.
I actually have 3. I have this one. I have one for the first Michael Keaton Batman movie, and then I have one from when I was a little kid. That's Sesame Street.
Oh, lovely! Yeah.
Awesome.
But is that painted on, or is it a photograph that's been?
It's painted. Yeah, it's painted on. It's pretty well dented up. I mean, there's some some bad stuff here and whatever on the corners, and it's kind of bent up. And
very detailed, isn't it?
That's really good.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. That's really good.
It's nice.
Yeah,
I was lucky to find this. I think I found this at a like a yard sale or a boot sale somewhere. At a yard sale. I have something else here that I picked up. I've had for since the late 90s. When the first wife left, I was able to acquire this.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's nice.
I like that. That's nice. That's really nice. I like
Sculpture.
that. Yeah, that's
it's
sweet.
Really cool. It's really awesome. Well put together. Ceramic with the Enterprise on it.
That's nice.
That sits on my bookcase in my bedroom, right next to this original copy of the Lost Book from 1968.
Awesome.
I think I posted once on about this, but where's that damn light coming from? It's like shiny over here. There we go. Anyway, nice. This is an original copy of a Lost Book that they had that they came out with in the 60s, and I have it's old.
It's as old as me. It's as old as me.
Yeah, it's cool.
I feel like that.
But here's the funny thing. I found this in an antique store in about the same time I got that sculpture. This was like the late 90s. And I picked this up for I think I picked it up for about $8 or so, nice. $7 or $8 at an antique shop. And I didn't really understand what it was. And I got it, I took it home, and I started researching it. And that's when I found out that this book was it was out of print or all this, and it was they call it the Lost whatever. Well, when I was researching it, I also found out that Barnes & Noble was carrying the reprint.
Hey!
So I bought the reprint. It has this cool little jacket on it here, and it says it's the out of print for more than 30 years, the Lost Star Trek novel, and it's page for page identical, with the exception of the beginning couple pages, which has all the new copyright stuff. But then outside of that, even the inside jacket artwork. So if you look here, this is from the new one. So you see the inside with the Enterprise and stuff there. Well, the old one has the original on it too.
All right.
Oh,
they duplicated it. They duplicated it perfectly.
That's
the
sweet,
book.
That is.
Yeah. So I have both of these on my shelf. So along with other stuff. I collect the plates too. I have 3 plates. Ceramic plates. I have those. So
cool.
But yeah, that's just part of my.
I did not realize we were doing show and tell.
Yeah, show and tell day. Show and tell.
It's show and tell day.
I have a PlayStation controller here. There you go.
Yay! I've got loads of them.
Cool. But But that's some stuff, the Star Trek is just stuff like a lot of people got started with Star Trek, with their sci-fi stuff or
Yeah.
whether it's the cartoon or whatever. So yeah.
Yeah, that's your Star Trek right there, the original series.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
absolutely.
I've kind of just gone off the Next Generation and that based on actors being dickheads, to be honest. So,
Basically, yeah.
so I
I'll tell you
watched
the
the
one
original.
I remember I watched the Next Generation kind of, as everybody else was probably doing back in the 80s when it came out. And then of course I transitioned over to Deep Space Nine. But the best episode, I think the best thing they ever did was when they did the anniversary special. I think it was the with Deep Space Nine, I think it was the 30th anniversary when
Okay.
they did the when they
one with
went back in time.
the Trouble of Tribbles.
Yes.
That was it.
And
Awesome
they had the
episode.
original
Brilliant.
actor.
Yeah,
The
that was
original
brilliant.
actor that played the Klingon guy,
Yeah,
R. Darvin or whatever his name was.
yeah, something
the
like that. Yeah,
character.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
it was.
and
That was clever.
that was awesome.
When
And
when Kirk is chewing out
yes,
all of the officers, and you've got
Yeah.
O'Brien in that
O'Brien,
line. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was great.
Brilliant. So clever.
Yeah,
So
that
clever.
freaking awesome.
It was a very good episode. That was
Yes,
a very good
yes, it was.
episode.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
so-
was awesome. I friggin' recorded that too on VHS at that time.
At that time, yeah.
Yeah, it was. I overall that episode was awesome. I love it when they started. They were in the cantina and they're asking, asking Worf about Klingons. Those don't look like Klingons.
Yeah, because they don't.
And Worf gets all pissed off, like
We do not discuss this.
we do not discuss this.
Yeah, just because it was the disease, wasn't it, that meant
Yeah.
the ridges disappeared, which
Yes.
they eventually engineered to explain it.
Yeah.
They should have just left it. They should have
Yeah,
just left it alone.
they
Yeah.
fixed that in Enterprise, I think.
Yeah.
it was
Yeah,
some
it was
kind
a
of
disease. It was
yeah.
a genetic disease that
That's right.
they
Well,
lost. They lost the
I-
ridges.
I remember back in the 80s, back when I was in a junior college, it was 89. They had someone, they were doing a lot of books and stuff like that. And one of the theories was someone came up with the theory that the Klingons, those Klingons were called fusion Klingons, where they were fused like a hybrid human Klingon type thing.
Okay.
That was one of
Yeah.
the theories. I remember that being in a book, for a while.
Presumably for espionage purposes or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, more than likely.
Yeah.
But that kind of just, that went away. But it
Well,
was
in
kind
the
of
original-
interesting until they kind of fixed it, and they kind of did fix it in the Enterprise series.
Yeah.
It got
Well,
more of a plausible reasoning.
Yeah.
to
And
everything.
what is it? John Colicos is the first Klingon you
Yes.
see in original
Yes.
Star Trek.
indeed.
So
Indeed.
What is he?
Paul,
He's,
Paul Tar himself. Yeah.
Yeah,
Indeed.
Boltar. Yeah, he played
Indeed.
some great villains, didn't he?
He did. He did the villain thing really
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, wasn't that Core? Wasn't that character's name Core?
Or was it Core
He
or was
was
it Khan?
Core.
I always forget. Yeah.
I think it might be cool. I think it was.
Core, because Koloth was the one with the tribbles,
Yes.
and then
That was
Kang was
Was that Michael and
so-
Sarah? Was it?
yeah, and Sarah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, him with the distinctive voice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, great actor there. Yeah, and then Michael and Sarah ironically went into another TV series and played another villain, and that was in the Buck Rogers in the 25th Century
Yep.
That's
with
right,
Joe,
yes.
Officer Joe
Kane.
Gerard. Yeah.
Yes. Another
Yeah.
classic series.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
love it. Yeah, love it.
Yeah. So I
Got it in
Yeah.
the cupboard over there.
Yeah, well, you see.
So yeah, Star Trek. I mean, Star Trek brought a lot of people, or it helped flourish imaginations. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Everybody's imagination spawns from like somewhere, like they see this, Star Trek, and they go, "Oh, I can do something." So they come up, whether it's even, it doesn't have to be a motion picture. It could be comic books. It could be a cartoon series, all these different things that lead up to other people, doing great things,
Well, I mean,
putting
there's a
out
lot of
awesome content,
yeah, there's a lot of astronauts who say they started wanting to become an astronaut because of Star Trek.
Yes.
The astrophysicists and all because
Yes.
they watched Star Trek and that's what they wanted to
Yeah.
do. So it's, and I mean, the biggest thing I always thought was amazing about Star Trek, which is always underrated and probably pretended didn't exist in this woke culture, is the fact that it had a multiracial crew on the bridge
from the start.
From the start. I mean, you had an Asian helmsman, you had a black woman on, and they all held important positions, and everybody was treated the same.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, hold on a minute, this happened in the 60s. No, it's only now. It's only now that we have this. No.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah.
I mean, remember, it was the first series ever to have an interracial kiss, which was banned for many years, but it happened.
Yeah.
It really did happen.
Yeah.
So, it was groundbreaking in that respect.
It was
Absolutely
groundbreaking. And I remember the story that Nichelle Nichols was talking about, that she wanted to leave the show for whatever reason. She wanted to leave the show, and for whatever event she was at, and I guess Martin Luther King, the great American, was at a convention or something with her, and he met her, and he said that she did more to elevate racial equality and show how well black people can do great things. And he was so impressed and said that she can't leave, and she stayed because Martin Luther King told her how wonderful she was doing. And, and of course, I've heard all the stories about, the little factions and nitpicking and infighting and all that old shit, between personalities, and, whether there was or wasn't, whether it was severe or overblown, I don't know. Personally, I really don't care, because what they produced was great.
Yeah.
When the film was running and they said action, it was great. Outside of that, I couldn't really give a shit.
Yeah, the thing is,
pure quality.
niggles between cast members goes on all the time.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of very big egos in one very small space, and they're going to clash. And it's not something new, and it won't probably be something that will continue forever. That's just the way acting is. But as you said, once the clapper comes down, everybody gets on with the job, and that's what they did. They turned out some classic stuff, absolutely classic stuff.
Friggin'
Dwight Schultz from the A-Team and Star Trek Next Generation, he said in an interview once, Hollywood is full of egos.
Yeah. And that's what it is.
So
absolutely,
there you go.
So who cares as long as it's a good thing? Who cares what they do?
They produced 79 of the greatest, episodes of science fiction, space travel, adventure, drama, saga, comedy, because they had some comedic stuff in these too.
Absolutely.
There was some funny ass stuff.
Well, the tribbles for the laugh. So.
Oh yeah.
What did you do with them? I sent them to the Klingons.
I got them.
Oh my god. Yeah. So there was some great stuff, great times. And the things that were spawned from things like Star Trek, they had the cartoon series, so that captured all the kids' imaginations and stuff, which led to a whole bunch of other stuff.
Mobile phones.
The flip phone, phones. That was like one of the things that, the freaking flip phones.
Pads.
Oh,
PADDs. Pads.
Yeah.
These things were the touch screens that used in the Next Generation. That's it. It's a pad. PADD. So everything we've had so much. Everything so much Star Trek. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely.
It really is.
Yeah, absolutely. And then what we're doing right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Was part of science fiction, because when they would go into their conference room and they would put on the screen and you would see someone's face and they're on the other end, like a video phone type of deal. And then who was it? There was a company in the United States. Who the hell was it? They actually came out with a video phone. It was a small television box looking thing. It was an actual video phone. I actually saw a short documentary, and that was one of the things they were talking about. But it was so ahead of its time, but it was so expensive to use.
Right.
But it worked, but then they canned it, and now we kind of have. And this was back in the '60s. I think it was the '60s or the '70s. They had that system. God,
Okay.
for life of me, I can't remember the name of it. But yeah, it was like literally a video phone.
Wow.
So yeah, it spawned a lot of technological breakthroughs that we have now, things we take for granted every day.
Yeah,
Don't even
absolutely.
realize, well, who came up with the inspiration for this? Well, it was inspired by Star Trek or this or that or the other thing. I mean,
Yeah.
you talk about inspiration. A lot of the stuff came from Star Trek.
Yeah, it certainly did. It certainly
Yeah.
did.
They turned science fantasy into science fact.
Yeah.
With liquid crystal displays, plasma displays for TVs and screens and watches and computers and our smartphones. It's friggin' incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. One of the greats.
Certainly
And
was.
now we go to another
Hey!
great one here.
Star Wars.
And and you got the good old Millennium Falcon right there. And
Well,
just
why
an
not? Why not?
Why not?
Iconic symbol,
My friend's grandfather used to always say that after midnight, the Millennium Falcon would land in our back garden. I never did stay up to find out if that actually. I'm sure it did, though.
Why not?
Nice.
Why not, indeed?
Yeah.
Why not? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Star Wars. I got to see the first movie in a drive-in theater. In 1977, the summer of '77. In fact, all three of those movies I saw at the same drive-in theater, and
Nice.
it was a trip. But yeah, Star Wars blew a lot of people away. Just blew people away with the storytelling, the practical effects, and then of course the space. I think the one thing that really impressed a lot of people were the space battle stuff.
Oh yeah,
that was it. The iconic chase scene or the dogfight with the Millennium Falcon and the TIE fighters. That was probably that. And then you have the opening scene where the Star Cruiser is shooting on Princess Leia's ship.
That's right, and it just it comes over the top. You've never seen a shot like that before at that point.
Yeah, and so the imagination was just running wild.
But her ship, her ship comes over, and you're thinking, "Wow, what a big ship!" And then the other Star Destroyers come in, and it keeps going. It keeps going.
It's like swallowing it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's like a shark. Like a shark.
The funny thing is. Yeah. The funny thing, Mel Brooks in his movie Spaceballs,
just keeps going and going and going, and then he goes, "Was it Vote Cheney and something?" Yeah, wide load and
wide load on the back of it.
We break for nobody. It says.
Yeah, we break for no one. But
man.
No, Star Wars is it's. I mean, because the big thing is with all the effects, no one had done these before.
No.
All those effects, the rotating of the spaceships, everything, never been done before.
Yeah, they were doing it all on the fly.
Yeah, they were literally. George Lucas would go, "I need like an X-wing to peel over and dive," and he's like, "Well, make it work." And I mean, that's where Industrial Light and Magic first were created.
Yeah,
those effects were just absolutely stunning.
Yeah,
absolutely stunning.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's just and the imagination that it took, the creativity, the will to make it happen, and they did.
Oh God, yeah.
He did, and it's a testament to just that imagination and will making it happen. The box office receipts spoke for itself. The friggin' the merchandising.
Oh well, yeah.
I mean, everybody swallowed everything Star Wars. I mean, I remember having a T-shirt back in the day. It was a Star Wars T-shirt and it had the logo on it. but it was not silk screen. It was that plastic stuff that was back in the 70s, you know?
Yeah.
Back in the plastic stuff. So like if you dried it twice in the drying, wash it 2 times, and after the second time, the stuff's peeling off.
Yeah.
Because it baked it off. But I had one of those, and those sold like hotcakes.
Right. Yeah.
Star Wars, of course, the figure line, the Kenner Star Wars just exploded. They're Kenner as a company made money hand over fist.
Growing up in the 80s, I grew up within the Star Wars madness, the big craze. It was on telly at Christmas times every year for a few years running. Yeah.
Oh, they were just great.
Yeah.
Speaking about Christmas time and television, the old Star Wars Christmas special.
No, don't. No.
I've never
When
seen
I
it.
was a kid, I will tell you.
Don't.
When I was a kid, then that came on. Now, this is the 1970s. We had a television that had the rabbit ears on top, right?
Okay.
You got 3 television stations.
Yeah.
And PBS over here. So we had CBS, ABC, and NBC networks, and then public broadcasting. Okay. So whatever network it was on, for whatever reason, depending on the atmospheric conditions, you could listen to it, but you couldn't see shit because it would be like this snowy freaking lines across there. It was just, madness. It was like pre-cable. And it was like, I was so pissed. I was upset. I was like crying and mad, and I wanted to watch it. And I was sitting there in front of this freaking television screen that was probably just a 17-inch screen anyway. And, listening to it, but I couldn't see it. I was pissed. Then as an adult, YouTube had it, and I watched it. Probably the first 20 minutes of it and had to turn it off.
I've seen bits of it. I've never seen it all the way through, though.
I've seen the original 3. I've watched a couple hundred times each.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If in fact, I can pretty much especially the first one, I can almost recite it word for word. Because it's just one of them films.
2 seconds.
I had the original box set of the 3 movies on VHS.
Time for a bit of show and tell.
I had the original 3 on VHS, but now I have them on DVD. I got the silver anniversary.
Yeah.
Edition.
Where am I now?
Okay, where we are.
Uh-oh.
Where are they?
What's he got?
Oh, I'm trying to find mine then.
Transition. Here we go.
Hey!
Nice.
The original version of A New Hope.
Nice. Well, it was never called A New Hope originally until
that's just Star Wars.
Star Wars, wasn't it? Empire.
Just Star Wars.
Just Star Wars. And there's the Empire Strikes Back. That's nice.
Would you believe that there's a third one?
Cases on those.
Yes, Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, Return of the Jedi.
A film that holds a record that will never be broken. Did you know that?
What is that?
I did not know that. And if we wait 2 seconds again, it's my turn. Yeah. My turn to show off.
Go on, crack on. Go. I'm trying to find mine. I don't know, where's mine gone? It's in here somewhere. I got far too many DVDs. Far too many DVDs.
Over my own feet.
All
right. But here comes Jeff.
What's he got?
Cool. Yay!
Nice.
Moranko.
Dude.
Nice.
That's
like
awesome.
it. That's awesome.
How long have you had that?
Couple of years. Decades.
Just a few years.
1 or 2,
Yeah. Nice.
There we go. Get back on. All right, I've shown off something. I can rest easy now.
There you go.
But no, the record it holds, the Return of the Jedi, is the space battle where you get Calrissian in the Falcon and the ships come.
Yeah,
the TIE fighters come, and then there's a bit where he's turning and there's all the ships in the distance. Holds the record for the most static models in one shot ever made in history.
Okay,
right,
right.
And it'll never be beaten because obviously everybody uses CGI now.
Oh yeah, that's it, isn't it?
So, but there was in that one shot there was 296 individual models in that one.
Wow,
What it was like a 2-second shot, but that's how many were there. So,
that's crazy.
and it'll never be beaten because obviously people just CGI. You could just create entire fleets by pressing a
Right.
button now. It's
Right.
not the same as
Oh,
it used to be.
No,
Yeah, exactly.
no, that's right.
Yeah, but that's a record that will never be broken. So there you go. It'll start
Very
to-
unlikely. Very unlikely.
No.
unless
We
they
got
start
we got a guy in here with an attitude. I don't like the term
No.
science fantasy. It's all science fiction. Well, good for you.
Yay!
Gotta love the
2
time
thumbs up.
conflict.
I think he's got a point though.
He has got a point though.
Yeah, he does.
To be fair, he's got a point.
He's got a point. I like to give him a hard time. But yeah, Star Wars. Like I have a. Well, hold please.
Here we go. We're off again. I won't get all my Star Wars stuff to show because I've got far too much.
I think you've pretty much seen all I've got left.
Yeah.
Well, certainly
I mean-
what's on hand.
Nearly all those pop vinyls that are behind my head, they're all Star Wars.
Yeah. I noticed that. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of Star
And
Wars.
We're back.
What's he got now?
Oh, it's
Pull the
Dusty,
dust
whatever
off.
it is. It's the Ark of the Covenant.
Yes,
That's what he's got.
It is the Ark of the Covenant. Yes, I'm dusting off the Ark of the Covenant. Here.
Covenant.
Don't look at it though. Don't
The
look at it.
Don't look at it.
Grail.
Don't look at it. Don't look at it.
Holy Grail of school.
Oh,
lunchtime.
lunchbox!
Ooh, that's
Awesome!
Oh, look at that. That's brilliant.
Look at that's nice. That's a
Oh,
nice
yeah.
bit of
Oh,
kit. That is. Oh yeah.
That is
Yes, it
spot
is.
on. That is
And
spot
then-
on.
Oh,
On
only
the
slightly
bottom is the
jealous.
two
Oh, it's
back.
got the Jew
Yep.
back. Yeah.
Got the Jew
Now-
back.
This is my original one I got for. I think my parents bought this for me for Christmas of '77. So right after the movie came out.
Cool.
I've been searching to get the. Oh, yeah, I didn't show you that part. Been
Oh, yeah,
searching
nice.
for the other two, and they're out there.
These
There's
aren't
one for the
droids
Empire
you're
Strikes
looking for.
Back and Return of the Jedi, but I think with Return of the Jedi there was 2 versions of the metal lunchbox, but then they also came out with a plastic version too with Ewoks on it.
Yeah.
I wonder if I had
And-
that.
Oh, there it is. Well, here. Anyway, I'll show you guys this. This is the thermos
Oh, the thermos
Oh,
mug.
nice.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
sweet. I love
Yeah.
that.
with the top and everything. It's in
Oh,
mint
that's
freaking condition.
Yeah, that's
Cool.
I hardly used it, but yeah. But I didn't realize I put this in the lunchbox here. But I got this also for Christmas time of 1977. It is a Texas Instruments Star Wars
Wow.
red
Wow.
LCD watch.
Nice.
That's sweet. That is. I like that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So this is what includes the price tag from JCPenney on it. Yeah, I took the batteries out of this when I rediscovered it. Where the hell is it? Oh, okay, it's probably the light from behind me in the kitchen. But yeah, I took the batteries out of it and I checked it before when I took the batteries out. There was no corrosion inside. So if I buy and it uses 2 batteries for whatever reason, 2 small pin batteries, and they're 2 different sizes. So I don't know what the heck. But yeah, there's R2D2 on this side and C3PO is on the other side. Actually,
Cool.
hang on a second. Actually, no, I take that back. It's not R2D2. It's Darth Vader.
Oh, it's Vader.
Oh, Vader.
So there's R2 on that side
Ah,
and Vader on this side. And then the face is like that. So it's a
Cool.
liquid crystal display, red LED, and
Cool.
has the buttons on the side there. Yeah. So it's in good shape. And I used to have the actual instruction book that came with it. And I don't know where it's at.
I'm
the
sure you
actual
could probably
instructions.
find instructions online or something like that.
But I had the original ones, and I was like, they're not here no more. But
Talking
no,
of,
I thought I couldn't remember where I put this. I thought it put it the thing in my trunk, but I put it actually in here with the
Cool.
lunchbox.
talking of,
So-
talking of Vader, I do have Vader's lightsaber,
Nice.
which is the batteries have gone flat in it, but there you go. It actually lights up and makes the sound, but it would
All
if
right.
the batteries were in it, but they're not in it at the moment. But So I've got a huge X-wing, which I'm.
So let me tell you what. Going back to the Star Wars stuff, that lightsaber, talk about inspiring people. There was a guy that was inspired so much by Star Wars and lightsabers, he actually made one.
Yes,
that worked.
I've seen the video of it.
It's
actually
crazy what this guy did.
It's huge. It's powerful.
It's nuts.
Admittedly, it's not exactly man portable, is it? Because the amount of power it requires. He needs his own power station
on the end of it. Yeah.
You
have to.
You ain't going to fight now when you have to drag a power station behind you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Good. No kidding.
That's a shame.
Right? It is a shame, really, because it'd be hilarious if you could get a real one.
Right.
Well, we're all going to be forced to wear masks and stuff. We'll just go into the bank with a lightsaber and give me all your money.
We wouldn't even have to just shove it through the door and just slowly go round and cut the bolt door off.
Yep.
They're still coming. This is impossible.
Exactly. Oh man. Yeah, good old Star Wars. Lots of good swag.
Oh,
like I said, I'm
full of it.
I've been looking. I want to get the other 2 lunch boxes. If I can find them, if I can afford them.
Well, it's more affording them than finding them.
Yeah. But they'll come a day when I can complete the set.
I'm sure there will be.
Not got some moolah.
Moolah
about it. The plastic one, they started coming out with plastic ones in the 80s, and they had a sticker on the front of it, and it came with a thermos and everything, and they were made by the thermos company or Aladdin. Actually, I think it was Aladdin that came out with the plastic ones, and they would just have a graphic sticker on the front, and the stickers would peel off and everything over time. And I've found a lot of those old ones like that, from the early 80s, mid 80s. But the metal ones are the ones that you want because they're embossed and they're painted on. They're silkscreen, but some of them are embossed. You might have one that might have an embossed section somewhere, but for the most part, they're painted. And this is my prized possession. You would not believe how freaking excited I was. I was about like Spock when he found out Kirk was still alive. I was like, bring the house down. Oh yeah. So,
Jim,
Star Wars stuff. Hey, I'll tell you what. Hey, Gobby, you want to enlighten us to your children's inheritance?
Oh, well, yes, there is a rather large inheritance that's currently in the loft. I have now, I think it was 250 original Kenner figures. I've got all of them still in their blister packs, never been opened, never been played with. I have the original Millennium Falcon, original AT-AT, original AT-ST, the Land Speeder. I've got that. And there's a lot of them. Oh, and back in the 80s, they released E11 repeater blaster rifle. Got that. That's upstairs in there. As well as, Star Trek-wise, communicator, original phaser, and a working tricorder. Phaser from the Next Generation, tricorder from the Next Generation. But they're all up in the loft because I haven't got enough room in here to put them up because it's only a little shed. But yeah, I've got a lot, and that's my kids' inheritance. They're not touching them yet.
Have I told you yet that I hate your guts, you bastard?
Yeah, I know. But that was because of my dad. Because my dad would buy that. He would buy one for me to play with and one to keep.
Okay.
So
very
I could
sensible.
Very sensible. The Falcon I didn't have as a kid. I found it in a Forbidden Planet in Birmingham, and it was still in the box. I paid a handsome sum for that particular thing, but it's worth double now what it was when I got it. But so that.
Which Millennium Falcon is it though?
The original Kenner one that first came out, 19.
Yeah. Is that the one with the cardboard on the inside?
Yeah, that's the one with the cardboard on the inside, which is why it's still in its box,
right?
And it's in a sealed box because otherwise that cardboard would just disappointed.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
that's the one
engines
I
at the
had.
back. Yeah, the engine at the back was like a cardboard insert as well with the
That's
painted
right.
blue. Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's the one I've got.
Oh
That's the
yeah,
one I've
okay,
got.
okay, okay.
That's the one I
Yeah.
had. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but that's I don't. In fact, I don't think
You-
I've looked at it in the last 15 years. It's sat upstairs, not touched it. I don't want it. I'm too frightened to open the
Yeah.
box.
So
But yeah, so
you didn't get you never got the Death Star set?
no, I never got the Death Star set. Unfortunately, I have got an
Yeah,
X-wing. I've
that
got an
was
X-wing, and I've got
TIE
Darth
fighters?
Vader's Tie Fighter, the
Right.
advanced one. I
Same.
got that. I haven't got an original Tie Fighter, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
But
No, I never had that either. I
but
had
I had
Vader's.
Darth. Yeah, I had Vader's one, the
Vader's.
X1, which is pretty cool.
The
But
only
I've got
thing I have, the only vehicle that I have left is, or that I have actually that I ever got, was Luke Skywalker's land speeder.
yeah, I've got the land
Oh,
speeder. Yeah,
And
which is
I
cool.
unfortunately, all the stickers have come off,
Yeah,
except for the sticker that's inside the front cargo hatch.
yeah,
But the other stickers have come off. Now I've been told, or I've been made aware that you can have those made, or you can find replacement stickers for that.
yeah. There is a
lot of-
company that does them. There is a company that
Yeah.
will do them, but they're not cheap.
No, yeah, I know, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Especially now in today's market,
Oh
anyway.
god, yeah,
But
absolutely.
I have that, and then I don't have as many figures as I would like to have but I have all the ones from when I was a kid. So I have most of my figures are Empire Strikes Back.
Right.
Yeah,
So, and I had a devastating loss, and that was the my Bespin Han Solo
Oh.
is missing.
oh no.
Yeah, I got a Bespin Luke,
Right.
and I
think I've
got
one.
got Bespin Luke. My of course my Lando Calrissian. I got Lando.
You got Orlando.
Yeah, you got to have
Lando.
Lando.
I got original Han, original Chewie. I have Luke in his X-wing outfit. I got a sand person from the first one. I got two stormtroopers. I got a snow trooper that's broken. I
same.
got to repair, and then I've got Death Star commander. I've got I think I have an AT-AT commander,
Same.
and then I
Yeah.
have Bespin guard. Kind of
I've got two. I've got two of them.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that thing. I've got the
Bespin
Bespin
guard.
cloud car. You know,
Yep.
the two
Oh,
pod
nice.
car. Yeah, I've got that. I've
Nice.
got that.
Oh,
Yeah.
and I got the guy that got his arm chopped off in the first one.
Oh,
Walrus guy. Walrus guy.
yeah.
I got Walrus guy.
Does he have the arm on?
No, yeah, he's in. Yeah.
Can you take the arm off?
No,
You detach it.
no.
Damn it.
Well, I got him, and I got my Boba Fett.
Huh?
I got
Oh.
Boba Fett from Empire Strikes Back 2. And what else do I have? Oh, I got my Yoda. And my Yoda has the snake and his cloth robe and his belt and his walking stick.
Yeah.
Nice. I had that one. I've still got it.
So that one's completely intact. I got a Jawa. I have one. I'd always wanted to get like 4 or 5 Jawas, but I only got one. Same way with the stormtroopers. I only got like 1 or 2. And
you should never get more than one Jawas, because once they get together, they start robbing stuff off all the other toys that you got. Yeah, because you can't trust. You can't trust them.
Did you know they had a crawler? They had a large motorized crawler back that Kenner came out with.
I never saw that.
And it was friggin' huge.
They had one. They had an AT-AT recently that a new one that it was controlled. It would actually walk.
Really?
So it would actually properly walk.
Oh shit!
A lot.
Wow.
Yeah, but that I think that when it came out was about 10 years ago, and that was like 300-400 quid to pounds to buy. Yeah, but
I saw.
It walked. It walked.
Yeah. The AT-AT crawler actually was like a remote control.
Yeah,
but it was part of Kenner stuff. So it came with a Jawa or 1 or 2 Jawas, and the one I saw, the only one I ever saw. This is how I knew it existed. Was the only one I ever saw was in a charity shop. I think not a charity shop, it was like a consignment store. Around the same time that I got those 2 Star Wars books, the same year, and it was in a box, but the box was open. It had been opened, but what they did is they opened the box had already been opened. So what they did is they took out the stickers and laid them on top of the box in the display that it was in, on top of the box, and it was inside the box. So it showed all the stickers that were never put on, and it had the
Ooh.
instructions with it, with the box, and everything was inside. And this thing was probably, I want to say it was probably, I think the box was about 36 inches in width.
Oh,
and
it's
about
big.
24 inches in height or so, maybe a little taller. And it was about 6 or 8 inches wide, deep, maybe 10 inches deep, the box. So it was a big box. They wanted, at that time, this was in the 90s, $400 American.
Eesh.
So
Yeah, but
yeah, you can figure that out. It's probably like,
but just imagine how much that'd be worth right now.
Holy
It'd be at
shit.
least triple that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I saw that and I just started shaking. I'm like, do I have a credit card? But
it's funny
yeah,
because
so it was
when I
crazy.
go to buy stuff like that and I see it and I go to get my credit card, and for some unknown reason the wife phones and goes, "Don't think about it. Leave it alone."
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh
right?
no, but please come
Yeah.
on. It's a so and so. I don't care.
These are
You've got
not the toys you are looking for.
Yeah, these are not the toys you're looking for. These aren't the toys I'm looking for.
Yeah, no kidding. Right? Oh my god. Yeah, hell.
So, but no, I've got a huge amount of Star Wars stuff. I just haven't got anywhere to display it. No, yeah. I'd like, if I could get a nice big garage or something like that, I'd like to have them all up on a wall, so I could just sit and stare at them and go, "That's nice."
Yes, no kidding.
And then every now and again, just run the camera around the room and go, "Look at all this I've got."
Yeah, look at all this.
But the problem is, then someone would figure out where I live, and then they probably wouldn't be in the.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
They wouldn't be in the shed when I woke up in the morning.
That would suck. Okay, let's go on to the next one here, and we have
Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah,
awesome.
I know. I never had any of the toys
from
Battlestar Galactica. No. They had all kinds of. They had figures. They had. I think they had 2 sizes of action figures. They had the Migos. I remember those, the Migo size ones. They had figures for Starbuck and Apollo and all those guys. Then they had the smaller ones. They had smaller figures that were, I think, slightly smaller than the Star Wars type. But they fit inside this. They fit inside the Viper fighter and also the Cylon. Cylon fighter. Yeah, and because you could fit 3 inside the Cylon one. And so they had Cylons and they had all that stuff like that with the toys. And I remember this quite distinctly because I guess those ships, those toys, were equipped with little red rockets that shoot out. So you'd push them in with a spring loaded, hit a button, they'd shoot out. Well, they had to take them off the market because some kid got hit in the face with them. They kept on getting complaints because the kids would shoot each other with these.
Yeah, they'd be going.
Freaking thing would hit a kid in the eye or whatever. So,
but to be honest, back in the 80s, you'd have been told, "Oh, just shake it off. It's all right."
Right.
Stop moaning, you idiot. Not now. It'd be like, Sue.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god. But yeah, I remember those. And then one time I was in. This is again another charity shop. I actually saw one of the Cylon toys, the ship. And I think it came with 1 Cylon and the box and everything. It was pretty good size. Actually, the ship itself was probably a little bit bigger than a laptop.
Yeah,
so, big around and everything. It's pretty good size. And I remember that. And of course, the box was tattered and everything because it had been opened. Well, it hadn't been opened, but everything was inside. But just had been shuffled around from, shop worn, from being moved here, moved there, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I can't remember how much they wanted for it, but I remember seeing that, and it triggered a memory. And I remember as a kid, seeing all the commercials for those, and I'm like, damn. But it was a shame that the series only lasted a freaking season, 1 year.
Yeah, it was good.
It was a good one, and it came out just after Star. I think it came out in 1978.
Yeah, it was just after Star Wars. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they started with the movie. Larson had a TV movie that came out, and then that went into the series for 1 year, and then it got canceled for some reason. It could have been the legal fight he was having with Lucas, was just draining money because Lucas took him to court.
He was trying to get it stopped, wasn't it?
And I think that's what happened. And then you know, and then he transitioned from they finished Galactica, and then they transitioned to, I think he may have done it at the same time. He had Buck Rogers was
Right.
going on. Either it started right after Battlestar Galactica or at the same time or toward the end of Battlestar Galactica. He
Yeah.
came out with the Buck Rogers and 25th Century series,
Yeah,
which
they used similar assets and stuff.
they
and
did.
effects.
Yeah,
They
they
used
did.
similar helmets, similar prop guns,
Yeah.
some of the similar uniforms and things.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
Yes, some of similar type sets and things.
And
they'd
Buck
alter it a little bit.
Rogers' brown sort of jacket. If you look at that, it's very much like the Viper suit.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
very
it
much
looks
a
like
Viper
one-
suit. Yeah.
yeah,
It's a Viper jacket. You can see
Yep.
it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
very much. But yeah, it was a shame that Glenn Larson was only able to do it for 1 year. And then, of
Mhm.
course, I watched it because I was excited that it came back, and that was Galactica 1980.
Got that as
Oh
well.
yeah.
It only lasted for what, 6 or 8 episodes, and that was it.
Yeah.
Well,
But it
you
wasn't.
mentioned-
It got booted off or something.
Yeah.
It was
You
bad.
mentioned Sherlock Holmes earlier.
Yeah.
Jeremy Brett is in an episode of Galactica in 1980. He
Ah,
was Sherlock. Played Sherlock
he's a
Holmes.
play Sherlock Holmes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah, wasn't he a bad guy? Wasn't he? He was a
Yep.
Cylon. That's where they introduced. That's where they
no,
introduced the skin jobs in Galactica 1980.
I don't think he was a Cylon, no, but he was I think he did something with time travel or something. I forget.
Oh, okay. Well, in
Weird thing.
Galactica 1980s, there was a skin job.
Yeah,
They
Yeah.
introduced the
I
Cylons.
I remember
The
that. Yeah,
skin job Cylon. Yeah.
because they go to a Halloween party.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah.
That was cool. Yeah, I remember
and
that.
That was cool. I know.
Yeah, it was good. It was
a
good.
cool. I like those flying motorcycles. Those were cool.
Yeah.
But
Bad special effects, though. Let's be honest. It was a bit.
Yeah.
It was cheap. It was a very
Yeah.
cheap series.
It
really was.
was.
And it was kind of a disappointment. It was disappointment twofold. It was disappointment, one, that it was a cheap series and you didn't have all the original actors in it,
No.
and then two, it was a short-lived series. Like I said,
Yeah.
it's only 6 or 8 episodes max.
Mhm.
But when I was a kid, and I was excited because you had Battlestar Galactica going on, and then Buck Rogers came out.
Yeah.
And as a kid,
Yeah.
my mind was racing because I knew that the creator was the same guy for both shows.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
my brain is thinking, dude, are they going to make a crossover? Is it in the same, like a 9-year-old kid's thinking, holy shit, this would be awesome because they're looking for Earth and here's Earth in the future and
I never
and
thought that.
technology and all this shit. You're
Uh-huh.
thinking, oh, well, maybe they'll find Buck Rogers, or
That
Buck
would be- that
Rogers
would
will
be
find
funny.
them.
That would have been interesting.
That would
have been
freaking awesome
interesting.
because like I said, the similarities in the props,
Yeah.
the weapon in some of the ships, even some of the ships that they would use in some of the
Yeah.
scenes for Galactica and Buck Rogers were similar looking
the
ships.
background ships. The background
Yeah,
ships.
the background
Yeah.
stuff.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that would have been freaking awesome. And I don't know if Larson ever thought about that, but it did seem like it was in the same universe,
Might very well have been.
Could have been.
and that
Could have been.
could have been a good, an interesting thing. But again, I think only Buck Rogers lasted like 2 seasons. Maybe.
Yeah.
And the second one kind of went downhill.
The second season, yeah, but that was only because the Americans took over the funding as such. It got changed to network, and it was we want this, we want that, we want this, we want that, and that's why which is sad, really.
I've
Yeah.
seen the second season all the way through once. I think I find it difficult to get back
And
into.
not very good.
it turned Aaron Gray's character into just basically eye candy.
Yeah, but there's nothing
well,
wrong with that.
No,
There's
there's
nothing
nothing
wrong
wrong
with
with
that.
that. But,
I mean, let's
Very
come
well,
on.
she was-
Yes, she was very nice. Very nice.
yes.
Yes. Yes.
But I don't know.
Time Prophet in the chat says second season of Buck Rogers was, and I quote, shite.
Shite. Yes, well, yes.
Hawkman, Hawk was good.
Yeah, Hawkman.
Hawk.
I liked his ship, the way he could. The ship could grab other ships with the claws from.
the Hawkman.
that was
thing.
cool.
Hawk was
Yeah,
cool. I like
Hawk was cool. Hawk, we'll agree on that. Hawk was cool. He was
Hawk
definitely cool.
Yeah, he was definitely cool, and there was some good development there
Yeah.
when you first meet him toward the end of the series.
Mhm.
You know, he developed really well in that series. But
That's right. Alfred, also Wilfred.
Alfred,
Yeah.
he
White,
played
yeah,
the
yeah.
scientist. Yeah, the professor, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
forgot who. I
Yep.
forgot what the name of the character was.
Yeah,
but he was
I remember
yeah.
that one. But yeah, the Battlestar Galactica. You know, I used to have the magazines. We'd get magazines as a
Oh.
kid, and so. Oh, wait a minute. Thinking here. Hold, please.
Holding.
I shall return. I shan't be long.
We need hold music. We are currently on hold. Please, your call is important to us. Please hold on.
Oh,
No, but
yeah,
Battlestar
was-
Galactica was great.
it
I mean,
really
I mind you,
was.
to be fair, the reboot they did was pretty good as well. To be fair,
Yeah, we were speaking about that before we came on. It was just like
Yeah.
the reboot. It ended up being really good.
it was. I've
Um,
got the whole series here because I love it. I think it's.
I've got it all as well. I was just saying to him before we came on. It's just like some of the DVDs might be knackered though. So
Ah, right. But
You
now
know?
But now I thought it was one of the few reboots that I thought was done very, very well.
Aye.
It paid homage really, really well.
Well, obviously, as we were discussing earlier, it's just like it seemed as though with the changes with Boomer and Starbuck being ladies, it might be crap, but it ended up being really good, really well
Oh, they were
written.
brilliant. Yeah,
And,
it was.
well,
It was brilliant.
And Boomer and Starbuck, well, they were rather hot, so that
Yes,
was helpful.
yes. It's just very that helped it along quite nicely.
Yes,
I do
quite.
believe. Yes, it did indeed. But yeah, I know. I mean, Battlestar Galactica was awesome. I
It
love it.
was.
I did. It's one thing I haven't got any merchandise from, which is a
No,
bit
neither
strange.
have I. Neither have I.
I did make my own Cylon helmet for another live stream I did with somebody else.
Oh,
Which if you want to hold, I shall get it and put it on so we can. Yes, I'll be back in
one
there.
comes back and the other one goes
Okay,
away.
okay.
But I'm going to go and put my homemade Cylon helmet on. If you like to bear for a
Okay. We
moment.
can.
By
Yes,
your command.
I can definitely be in a holding pattern for that. I got something here that, again, this is something that I picked up in another one of those charity type shops or antique store, and I can't remember what I paid for it, but it wasn't much, and it's in mint condition.
I should be sitting upstairs for all this. My cupboard full of toys is all up there.
So, yeah, this is a quite good piece that I have in my possession. It's the only thing that I have Battlestar Galactica related.
I don't have anything other than the DVDs.
Yeah,
I think I played one
I
of the
don't even
video
have them.
games on Xbox once, but that was about it though.
yeah. I thought I had a comic book at
Okay.
one time, but I don't. I have Star Trek.
Star Trekking across the universe.
Star Trek comic books, but I don't have that. I might have a Star Wars one. I can't remember.
I've got a lot of Star Wars books up in the cupboard upstairs. I will say
But
that.
this guy here, this one is quite interesting, and like I said, it's the only piece of paraphernalia that I own from the original Battlestar Galactica.
Right then,
Right.
I'm ready to show it, but when I put it on, I won't be able to see because it literally is a bucket. Ready?
Okay.
There you go. By your command.
Excellent.
Dude, that's awesome. That's
I mean, it literally is made out of a bucket. It's
that's
actually a metal
dude.
bucket. It's a proper bucket head.
That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, so who needs special effects? Sign me up. I can make stuff. I can't see, but you know.
Neither could the guys in the suit for the show either.
Vision. Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's funny, man. That's funny.
Well, where's my glasses so I can see what I'm doing now?
Hey, you see what you're doing. Okay, here we go.
Okay,
All
your turn.
right, here it is. Yeah, let me pull those off. And this is, again, I was telling Cruel that I picked this up at Actually, I picked this up at a bookstore. So I didn't find it at a charity shop. I thought I found it at a charity shop. I found this in a bookstore on clearance in the 90s.
Oh wow! Oh
Ooh,
my dear Lord! Now that's
very
good.
nice.
Oh yeah. And it's got the
That's
logo on the
really
back.
nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
freaking in mint. It's awesome. It's got yeah. So it's got every kind. Let me turn it around. Let me find something interesting here. First of all, it has all the uniform insignias, all the rank insignias, their meaning, and everything. And then here's
Excellent.
is the flight
Oh, that's
uniform.
good.
Yeah,
Oh,
flight
nice.
uniform, and
Yeah,
then the
yeah.
helmet. The helmet right here gives you a front view and a side view of a Viper
Right.
helmet.
That's
Yeah,
excellent. Yeah.
and so there's all kinds of stuff in here, man. It's in detail. Mostly, basically, it's it says the definition, flags, seals, blueprints, and more
Cool.
based on that. So yeah, it's pretty cool for Battlestar Galactica. But like I said, that's the only thing I have. I have nothing else.
Yeah.
All
No,
I have
I don't.
is that.
That reminds me of this.
Whoa, hang on.
Starfleet. Oh, nice.
Hold up.
Yeah, but this
hold
is
up.
this is the
Nice.
one. This is the one. Look, like it's the '60s, so it gives you a breakdown of like the tricorder.
Okay.
Nice.
It's
I
got the
had. Oh
yeah.
my god. I can't believe I gave them away, but I had a whole, probably be about a had about a 60-liter tote of technical manuals for Star Trek, like that, like all the annuals and encyclopedias and things like that were all like just what you have in your hand there, all Star Trek stuff
Yeah.
from specifically for like the original series, Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, all those,
But I mean, this one even gives you the actual patterns, so you can make your own uniforms.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, it gives you everything.
Nice.
I mean, it even tells you, like, for instance, like the Enterprise itself.
Yeah.
It actually tells you all the ships and their hull registrations and when they were made.
Wow.
Nice.
Because
That's awesome, man.
there's a lot of them. But yeah, so it's all the original series. So it's got all the ships, all the uniforms, star bases, got the
Nice.
flags and what they mean, and
Yeah.
so the one you've just shown is their version, basically, of this.
Yeah, of that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's awesome.
That's
Absolutely
awesome.
awesome.
I could, like I said, I could kick myself in the nuts for freaking giving that box of those manuals
It
away.
happens. It
Because
happens.
I had multiples of them too. I think there was 2 different ones I had duplicates of, and I ended up giving them away. I'm like, So there was another Star Trek fan that I worked with, and at the time I was trying to downsize, and I figured, I mean, he didn't have any of these, so I said, here, have this box of stuff.
Oh no.
Yeah,
It happens. It
but
happens.
yeah, I bought them all new, all brand new at like a bookstore and stuff like that. So it happens. But I kept my Colonial Warriors one. That was the one
It's a good one.
I
That's a
held
good
on
one.
to
That is.
one.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. It's a good
yeah,
book. That
because
is.
it's unique. You don't see
Yeah,
that
it is.
anywhere else.
I've not seen that. I've not seen that anywhere.
I could replace the ones I gave away. I could buy them. I could get them on eBay or Amazon or even go into another bookstore. But yeah, this one here, no.
No, I've never seen that.
It's
that's quite
printed.
cool.
It has a print date of 1988. And like I said, I picked this up at a bookstore 10 years after that. So in 98, 97, 98 when I picked it up. So
very nice.
Yeah, very nice.
Very good.
So let's go on. Oh, by the way, let's say hi to Tim Talk. Tim is in the chat.
Hello,
Tim
Tim.
Possible. He's in the chat. He says, "Hail hipsters, hipster at the Time Prophet." Tim, how's it going, man?
Nice.
Let's see. And the next item up for bid,
Maximum power.
the Liberator.
Maximum power.
I put this in there for problem being sake. And
he does like his Blake 7.
He does.
He does. He loves his Blake 7.
And I'll tell you, I've watched like the first 2 series of it so far, and getting it off the ground, I was kind of bored. The first few episodes, it took me a little bit to get into it, but I watched them. But once they got into Liberator, and once they got going, and once they started doing things and having adventures, then it became more exciting. It was kind of a build up to it. And for what I've seen, I mean, you guys have probably watched it all the time. I mean, I've seen a lot of it.
I've seen it. I've seen it all the way through once. So.
Yeah, I think when it first ran through, I watched it all when I was
Apparently, there's another ship. There was another ship, and apparently the Liberator is no more in the series, and there was another ship or something like that.
I'm afraid so.
Rumor has it.
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
The Liberator does not survive.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't make it. It doesn't make it.
Well, at least Serverland got to use it for at least 2 minutes before it blew up.
Those 2 vital minutes.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
But no,
this series came out in 78, 79? And it lasted 4 seasons? Four seasons, right? 4 years? Roughly?
Yes, 4 seasons. I'm just kind of peering over there looking at it.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it was good.
It was a very typical British sci-fi show.
Very
British. Very, very British.
Yeah.
All the special effects.
I know over here in the United States, the public broadcasting service, PBS, would carry it. They would carry episodes here back in the 80s of the series. So that's where a lot of Americans got acquainted with Blake 7. And so, of course, back then it was still hard to get things like any kind of toys or anything like that, and other things related to it other than just watching the show. Like anything else back in the day, like if it was Doctor Who or that or, whatever it might be, to get toys and merchandise, you'd have to. They didn't have the internet. Can't just get it on Amazon.
No, there was none of that then, eh?
I truly was intrigued with the design of the ship and with the Liberator and everything.
When I first saw it, I thought it looked like a bunch of syringes.
It's the vaccinator, not the Liberator. Exactly. 1, 2, 3, 4 needles. Yeah. I've been studying this thing, and I've been trying to figure out how I could make one out of wood. How I could make a model.
That'd be a challenge.
Yeah, I've seen on the internet. I've seen some people of some images that people have posted of their version of a Liberator from a really, really crude one that looks like they just took like Dixie cups and put it together, and to people who actually made like 3D copies, like they 3D printed it and stuff, and even then, the ones between the design, like say like this ship here, and I've seen a schematic version where they actually have it laid flat, like you're looking from on top and looking down at the ship in a schematic view, like a blueprint type, which is kind of cool. But in some respects, that doesn't even look like some of the pictures from the one they used in the series, like the actual model.
Yeah.
And it's weird, but I don't know. But interesting series. The characters, I would have to say this. I definitely say this. The acting was top notch.
Oh yeah.
Paul Darrow just freaking, and Gareth Thomas.
He just chewed the scenery up. He just stole the show, didn't he?
Yeah, he
absolutely. It was his show. Did. Let's be honest. Every time he was on the screen, that was it. It was his.
Yep.
He owned the play. He owned it. He really did. Brilliant actor.
Yeah, he did.
Brilliant actor.
Yeah, he did. He did. We got another visitor in the chat. It's the lovely Sherry.
Hello.
Greetings, Greetings, Sherry.
There.
Welcome.
Yes, I'll have to do it.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show. Yeah.
No, I saw, when was it? A couple of years ago now, I think I saw Blake 7 for the first time. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was worth a watch.
I never knew of the series until Problem Being introduced it to me.
Same here. It's all his fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're out there, Problem, it's your fault.
He sent me links to some video thing online he'd sent him DM'd them to me, on Twitter, and so I started watching it. And then when I found out about BritBox, and I'm like, yeah, I got to get BritBox, so I got that.
Right. Well, what the hey? If you can get to watch some of these things on there, why not?
Yeah,
if you can get to watch it.
Absolutely. But yeah, so
it was a very, very, very good show. May they never, ever, ever try and remake it.
Well, they are talking, aren't they? Unfortunately,
No!
Yeah. That's the thing.
There are rumblings that they want to remake it, and needless to say, most fans are going, no, you just leave it the hell alone. It doesn't need a reboot. No,
don't touch it at all.
It'll be a CGI Liberator. They'll bring the Liberator back, which obviously, and it'll be CGI. It just won't be the same. It just won't be the same. Leave it alone.
It's the BBC as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Exactly.
They're looking for reasons to destroy shit.
Well, I could destroy plenty of things, but hey.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
same here.
But no, but there are rumblings that they want to make a remake of it, and no, just please leave it. Just leave it. Yeah. You've done enough remakes and you've ruined enough things. Please leave it alone.
Hang on a second, or I shall return.
Oh, he's off again.
All right. Sorry, I'm just going to go. I'm going to go into full Obi-Wan Kenobi from Revenge of the Sith now. Always on the move.
Always on the move. As long as it's not Obi-Wan from the current series, we'll be absolutely fine. Thank you very much.
Well, I haven't seen it, so
I got to I got to episode 3, and that was it. I was done.
Oh, crazy dog.
I
forgot the dog was outside because she was barking at nothing.
Oh yeah.
So at the door. She's panting like a freaking Olympic runner over here. And I'm like,
hey, surprised you'd have to all that heat.
She's a hot dog without a bun. She's gonna pass out in the middle of the floor over here on the nice cool floor.
Need a drink.
Yeah. But the talk about redoing stuff like that is just, now if it was like 10 or 12 or 15 years ago, I think some people's opinions might change. They'll say, oh yeah, let's go do it, right?
Yeah, about 10, 15 years ago, it's a case of okay, maybe, but now it's a case of
don't touch it. Yeah,
what can we woke up now?
Don't touch it. Yeah, don't touch it.
Well, it's like when they're talking of redoing Firefly as well. No.
I heard about that. Yeah, and
leave that alone as well, please. Because
don't touch that.
Don't touch that either.
I haven't seen that.
It's brilliant series.
I saw the film Serenity though. That was all right.
Yeah.
Don't touch it. Just leave it.
Just please leave it.
Come up with your own shit. That's the thing. That's the thing that really irritates me is that all these brainiacs in Hollywood have no freaking independent imagination. They can't come up with something new. They have to take an existing franchise, even though it hasn't been on air for years. They want to take something existing and, like you said, woke it up. They want to freaking just jack it up and completely put a death nail in it. And by the time they're done with it, it's unrecognizable from what its original beginnings were back in the day. It's totally backed up. And a lot of people were the only successful, you could call a reboot, in my personal opinion, that was ever done, and I liked it, was Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, we were just there you go.
The only one, and that actually had input from Glenn Larson himself too. He was consulted on it, and I think it was an awesome series. Great actors, great stories, a good conclusion to the franchise, in my opinion. And I say conclusion. There should be no reboot of that.
No,
it's done, start to finish. It's freaking done. Leave it alone. Let us all enjoy it on our DVDs and just go do something else. Because I've heard a rumor that somebody wanted to redo freaking Battlestar Galactica, and I'm like,
I've heard that rumor as well. Done. No, you don't need to leave it.
It just finished a decade ago. What are you gonna screw it up for?
I never did see the spin-off series Caprica, mind you, but I heard it was boring.
I watched it. I did
slow.
Watch it. It was slow. It was confusing because of one of the plots that they had, basically the plot twist that they had in it, which is just the ongoing, was the plot of their like the AI, the sentience, right? And their version of God, whatever. Yeah, it was kind of wibbly wobbly the whole time.
Yeah.
I think the idea was good. I think it kind of gave you an idea of how the original Cylon war started, but I think it was like, yeah, it was really weird. It was like,
Okay.
it was like iffy, it's like, what the fuck,
A bit discombobulated, perhaps.
It was
Yeah,
really, it was like you go along and it takes a freaking sharp left turn and a sharp right turn, and then you're all off track. And,
yeah, I get the idea why they wanted to do it, but
Yeah.
that was about as far as they got with the
Yeah.
idea. And
Yeah.
then you could see, if you watch it, you can see where they try and make course corrections
yes,
through the episodes to
Okay.
try and make it fit. But the problem was, then you just sat there going, "Hold on a minute, none of this makes
Yeah,
sense
doesn't make
anymore."
no
And
sense.
you could actually see where they were desperately trying to correct it to get it to where they wanted to get it, and it
Mhm.
just ruined it. It just ruined
Yeah.
the whole thing. They should have just
Well,
not done
that's
it.
why it didn't last long. I think it was
No,
only
no.
one. It only went through one season.
Yeah, it
Or
was just
maybe.
no good.
Yeah,
No good.
yeah.
No good at all.
But yeah, everything else, like, they shouldn't be remaking Blake 7. They shouldn't
No.
be remaking Battlestar Galactica or Red Dwarf, or we know what has happened with current Star Trek, current Star Wars, current Doctor Who. So, and what they're doing to current freaking Harry Potter, not Harry Potter, I'm sorry, to Tolkien.
Yeah, Lord of the
Right.
Rings.
You
is
see what
just
they're
there.
doing to that, the
Ugh.
fantasy sci-fi stuff. It's just, stop with the remakes, make your own stories, come up with something completely freaking different, like,
Try and make your own groundbreaking science fiction series.
exactly.
I mean, the last decent one I would say, its own standalone site, it would be The Expanse, because The Expanse is awesome. But other than that,
I haven't
nothing.
seen that. No.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. It really is good. I really enjoy The Expanse.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's another brilliant one.
Space 1999.
Yep. Space 1999, another Gary Anderson thing. And so was it you that said, was it you or somebody said that Space 1999 was supposed to be the second season or a spin-off of
Supposed to
UFO?
be UFO 1999.
Yeah, the second series of UFO,
Second
wasn't
series.
it?
Yeah, but
I read that.
it didn't work out that way, and it ended up being Space 1999. But that means that UFO and Space 1999 are in the same universe and same timeline.
Yeah.
So basically that's what it was supposed to be, but it morphed into this.
Yeah.
Right.
And the first season was great because you had great actors in it.
Brilliant.
And the writing was good. Some of the effects were kind of, cheeky, but I think overall for the time that came out and everything was pretty good.
Yeah,
it was.
absolutely.
In separate episodes in the first season of Space 1999, you had Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee.
Yes,
in episodes.
Yeah. There was lots of very famous
I don't
people.
remember that.
Oh yeah. I mean, Brian Blessed was in one as well, and there was loads of very famous people who had guest star roles in episodes. Very clever, very, very good.
Wow.
Ian McShane was one of them as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that was the one with the radiation,
the burning.
The burning. Yeah, that was awesome.
And then I remember I remember hearing about now I watched as a kid, and I watched this again. This was on PBS, and it was broadcast on PBS, so we could watch it PBS. And then I remember when they had the second season, they changed the uniforms, they changed some of the set structure and terminology, because they, in the first season of it, they had main mission, that was the control center. Well, in the new one, they called it, I think they called it control center, or main control or mission control or whatever. It was mission control. So, but in the original series, first year, it was main mission,
Yeah.
Right.
But that's the second series is when the Americans
took over and
changed everything to suit them.
Yeah,
and that's where
and they got rid of they got rid of pretty much all the English actors.
And that's where it went wrong. That's where it started to go wrong.
Oh yeah. The one actor that played the doctor, what was his name?
I forgot.
With the hair.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah. What was
he
his name?
Yeah, he was great. I forgot the name of the actor, but he also played in the American TV show called The Fugitive. He played the U.S. the marshal trying to find him.
Right.
I remember. Yeah, but no, he was a great actor, and they got rid of him. And he was negotiating with him all the time. And then
is it Brian Morse? Barry Morse? Barry Morse.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm sure that's his name was. Yeah, sure it was.
That sounds correct.
Sounds about right. It probably wasn't.
I'm gonna have to show something off, aren't I?
Yes, your turn.
Right.
What do you?
He's going to go show something off.
I don't want to do the whole. I don't want to do the whole horror movie thing, but I'll be right back.
Okay.
No, don't go in the basement on your own.
Go in the basement alone. Leave the lights on.
Leave the lights on. Run in the right direction when he comes for you.
Exactly.
Oh, here we go. He's back. The tension's palpable.
Oh,
he's got an eagle, and it's the original dinky one. It's a proper one.
Nice eagle. Wait.
Yay! It's a proper one.
I got this from my a cousin in Glasgow when I was little.
Nice.
That is a proper one. A proper one.
It's stuck back on. That's good.
Don't ask me why Dinky decided to paint the sponsons and the cockpit green when they were never green. But there you go.
No, they were all white, weren't they?
They were all white, but I think
Didn't some of them have some red striping or something on some of them?
Some of them did different functions, didn't they?
The one I've got upstairs in the loft is the one with the winch where you could pick up the magnetic radiation containers.
Nice.
From the first one where you can. There's a little dial on the top that you pull the wire off with the little container swinging underneath. Pretty cool.
And there were action figures for this too.
Yes, there was
play sets that like they had. I remember seeing commercials for this. That they had the eagle, and then you had a smaller figure, and they would fit inside. They could go inside the eagle, and they even had the little dune buggy thing, the little
bugger,
moon buggy thing too. I remember that. But again, a short-lived series. I think they did all the action figure stuff when they brought it over to the United States. So that season they did here in '75, I think it was. So they came out with all this stuff. But I never understood why they changed the uniforms, and everybody was wearing a freaking cape all of a sudden. Like, what the hell? Or a jacket, What the hell? What are you wearing a jacket for?
See what happens? You have a classic British series. You Americans get it and ruin it. just rip it asunder. All wear jackets for no apparent reason.
I don't know. Hey, we did a pretty good job adapting Steptoe and Son to the United States and making it Sanford and Son. Okay.
Yeah. Steptoe and Son still way better.
We did a good thing there. Outside of that, no.
No, anything British you ruin. You just because you don't get us. You don't understand the way we do things here.
Oh, God. Funny. But yeah, I remember. Hang on. Hold on.
He's up again. He's up again.
I'm off again. Hold on a second. Hold, please.
Yeah, he's gone again. Wait, babe. If he comes back now with a purple eagle with.
Just seems like we're showing off all our toys, doesn't it?
Yes. And I have a lot. I'm in
the wrong room for that. I'm in the wrong room.
I'm always in the right room. I always make sure I'm in here where all my toys are. It's the way. Why can't the Americans just enjoy British stuff as it's supposed to be? That's true. The Americans do. They jazz it up too much. They don't need to do it.
Dalek 451.
Hello, Dalek 451. Welcome to the chat where apparently we're not
chatting, we're just showing off toys.
showing off toys and breaking any Anglo-American and English relationships.
So it would seem.
So it would seem, yes.
Well, World War III is coming. It might as well.
You might as well. Let's get it started. How did it all start? Somebody said something about Space 1999 being ruined in the second series, and it just escalated from there.
We'll blame the Americans for that.
Yeah, we'll blame the Americans for everything. Oh, he's back. I presume that he's back. He's back. Oh, more dust.
Yes.
It's the Holy Grail this time.
It just might be. I can find my cursor on the screen here. Eat your heart out.
Oh, he's got one of them and all. Really?
That
is sweet.
Awesome.
Well done, sir. Well done, sir.
Yeah.
That's a brilliant box. I like that.
That is spot on. Wow.
You know,
that's in really good condition and all.
There they are. Yeah.
That's really great.
That is brilliant, mate. Absolutely brilliant.
And oh yeah. With
he's got another thermos.
This one has the pop top on it.
All right.
But you could get the other one too. So it's interchangeable. But yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah. Space 1999.
Great stuff.
Yeah. Great stuff.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's in excellent condition. This is one I bought online. This is not one I had as a kid, so that's why it's in better condition. I mean, there's not any rust on the. Usually, you have a whole crap ton of damage here, you know, along the bottom and stuff, and along this where the hinge is, you know, sliding on stuff.
Yeah,
you know, but there's none of that, which is quite nice. But that's the extent of my Space 1999 treasure.
Yeah, I don't have a lot, just that eagle and the DVDs. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Oh man. So yeah, that's pretty much it too. So for that, but yeah, great series.
Brilliant series.
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant series.
Yeah. We had to screw it up. That was the last one.
Yeah,
that's the last slide. That's the last slide.
Hey, that's
more. I thought there was more slides. I guess that was it. Yeah.
Well, we made up for it with all the show and tell toys.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Show and tell.
Dalek 451 is
He's right though. He's right.
Yeah. Why can't the Americans just enjoy British stuff as it was supposed to be? Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Mind you, there's a YouTube channel where I don't know where you've seen it. I can't remember what it is. I'll try and get the link and put it up later on. But it's if Britain did American movies, and they've just done one for Maverick. It's hilarious.
Oh wow.
It's hilarious because hello chaps, it's all like that. It's like spiffing old. It's just basically the British can't be bothered to do the mission. It's just too much like hard work. We sit down, have a cup of tea, and think about it for a while, and it's just pretty. But I've been doing the same thing what the Americans do to us. So, but now it's good fun.
I haven't seen Top Gun Maverick yet, so.
I have, and wow, is all I'm going to say. Oh, it's awesome. It is the Top Gun of this generation. That's the best way to describe it. The effects, them flying. Oh my god, it's just like, yeah, you're in it.
I saw on Twitter. I think it was on Twitter, and they was saying that, you know, Top Gun Maverick is offensive in China because it's pro American military, and there was a picture of Tom Cruise standing in front of a Eurofighter.
Yes, wrong plane.
Yeah.
The reason the Chinese have got upset is in the original Top Gun, you know, the jacket he puts on.
Yes.
On the back, one of the flags was Taiwanese flag.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
And they removed it. Well, they put it back on for this one, just to really wind them up.
I did hear about that. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So,
hey, in the chat, we got Dalek 451 came by, says, "Hi, Wookie. This is the first time I've been on your channel." Well, thanks for stopping by, brother.
Yeah, welcome to the Show and Tell channel.
Yes, the Show and Tell. We had the Sci-Fi Show and Tell. Yeah.
You missed it. You missed most of it.
Yeah, go back, watch it again. Watch it.
Watch it.
Rewatch
show
it,
and
like,
tell.
share, subscribe, do whatever you need to do.
Come on, do it.
Yeah, do it
Now.
Now.
Yeah, even with our Arnold Schwarzenegger impressions.
Yeah.
Oh dear me. Oh dear
Yeah,
Lord.
it's crazy with their I was doing some research. I was going to start doing some stuff with the old American TV series from the 60s, Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea.
Oh, brilliant.
Ooh, I've
Used to
seen a
love
lot of
that.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I used to love
that's
that.
another one I used to watch in the 70s as a kid. I
Yeah.
watched them on the local channel and stuff like that. They'd have that and Star Trek and Gilligan's Island and a whole bunch of old shows, right? And
Yeah,
so, that
It's-
show was a freaking awesome show too for sci-fi.
It was, yeah. It starred in an original Felix Leiter as well.
Yes,
Indeed it
that's
did.
right.
Indeed
David
it did.
Harrison.
Yes.
Yep. Great. A lot of great actors. There's only one actor that's in the TV show. He plays the same character that he did in the original Irwin Allen movie of the same name, and I think he plays the same. He's the same actor. He plays a sailor. I'm pretty sure he's the same character. But there's a character in it in the TV series. His name is Kowalski, and it's the same guy. I'm pretty sure it's the same character in the movie. I've only seen the movie once, but in the movie,
a long time.
the movie is awesome because I'm a big Peter Lorre fan, and this is at the end of Peter Lorre's career. So he was in the movie opposite of I forgot the actor's name. He's the one that played the crazy professor in the Forbidden Planet. He plays Admiral Nelson. So, but also
that
in
movie. That movie.
Wait a minute.
Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. And
you've got
Fantastic Voyage.
Oh,
Two great films.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
Two
Fantastic Voyage. Yeah, Fantastic
I haven't
Voyage.
seen the Fantastic Voyage in a long time.
Oh, it's a brilliant film. Love that
Another
film.
good one.
Just destroy all my stuff here.
Yeah. But see, in that film, in the movie, The Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, one of the characters in there, one of the actresses was Barbara Eden.
What are you doing in here?
Oh, he's being attacked. It's a
got an animal attack.
Get off me!
Are we showing our pets now? I don't
know.
No,
this one just turned up out of the blue.
Oh no!
Get out of here.
He infiltrated. Oh, there you go.
There you are. Upset about something.
You kicked him out. That's why.
Yeah, kicked him out.
He wants to be on the show.
Oh my
Hold on a
God.
second. Lola, shut up! Hey, shut up! Go, stupid dog.
Meanie.
Yeah, I am.
No, so then this movie, in the movie The Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, one of the characters, is an actress played by actress Barbara Eden. You know, Jeannie from I Dream of Jeannie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And Michael Ansara is in this as well.
Right. Okay.
Who coincidentally is or was her husband.
In fact, you know what? In fact, tonight I'm going to watch it. I've just decided I'm getting that out now. I'm going to watch that tonight.
Yeah, dude. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to watch that tonight.
Peter Lorre is in it. It's good. And of course, there's a difference between the movie, the one they have in the movie, and then the one they have in the TV show. The one in the movie has two sets of windows on two different decks. In the TV series, they only had the one.
Yeah, that's just
So obviously there was two models at some point along the line, but yeah, that was a great science fiction TV show, and that TV show was up against Star Trek because it was on a different network.
Yeah.
So they were kind of like opposing sci-fi at about the same time, and I think they lasted
black and white as well, wasn't it?
Started out as black and white,
yeah.
First season, maybe the first two seasons was all black and white, and then it went to color. But I think it lasted longer than Star Trek as far as I think it came out earlier than Star Trek, and then it probably outlasted Star Trek by 6 or 8 months. I'm guessing.
Right.
It had more seasons, I think.
Yeah,
Probably.
So-
I think it
yeah,
did.
probably did.
But
yeah.
it started earlier. I think Star Trek started in 66. I think this started either 65 or 64. That's why
Well,
they're black and white. And then it
I
became
remember
color.
watching it. I remember watching it, but I remember
Yeah.
bugger all about it. Really.
Yeah,
All I remember is the little flying sub.
the flying
Oh.
sub was awesome. Yeah, yeah.
That was pretty cool. That was
That
quite.
was,
quite
that was only for the TV show. They never
yeah,
had that in.
yeah. Never had it
first
in the movie.
movie.
No.
Right.
But yeah, it was a great show, great stories, great actors. Yeah, it was a great science fiction adventure. There was always some life and death situation going
Oh,
on.
there always is.
Yeah.
There always is.
Always,
Yeah.
you know,
As I
just
was
like
saying,
in Star Trek, you know.
as I was saying to Wookie before we came on, Mr. Gobby Guy,
Ah,
I'm watching Stingray.
I'm getting ready
And
to do the reviews.
I'm waiting for your reviews.
can't
That's
wait.
what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I'm getting there. It's probably has had too much Doctor Who crap to talk about. So
Oh, is there stuff happening with Doctor Who? Is that?
it's just a small amount, something. But yeah, I'm going to hopefully the start of this week. I'm going to start knocking out the episodes because Stingray's
Yeah,
one
yeah.
of my.
I haven't searched for it, but is it? Do you know if it's available on BritBox? But I haven't searched for it.
I don't know. It might be. I know there was
I'll
a
have to
couple of
search.
episodes, but I don't know whether there's the whole series on there. But
I'm paying $7 a month for this stupid service. It damn well better be on there.
he's got it. He's got it.
He's got the series there. Nice.
Right there.
But there's
Oh,
I mean, I'm gonna hopefully after I've done Stingray, because I've managed to get hold of some other things because I've got loads of things I want to review, and it will probably be 5XL5,
Ooh, I haven't
nice.
seen that in years.
Joe 90,
Never seen much of that.
I've never heard of that
and
one.
the original supercar.
Nice.
It's a supercar.
Nice. Was
So-
Supercar the first Gary Anderson one?
Yeah,
Or Jerry
this,
Anderson?
yeah, this is the first thing that
Supercar,
was
and then it went to
supercar.
Thunderbirds after that.
No, 5XL5 then.
Right.
Then it went to then it went to Stingray, and then it went to
Stingray, and then
Thunderbirds. And Joe 90 was after Thunderbirds, I think. If I remember
Okay.
the thing.
Well,
Uh,
you would know this then, Gobby. Are those Supermaritation series? Are they in the same universe?
Yes, most of them are, except for I think 5XL5 isn't. But Joe 90 is definitely in the same universe as Thunderbirds. So
'Cause I know Supercar was, or Stingray was for sure.
yeah.
Excuse me.
Yes.
I don't see Captain Scarlet there.
Which one would you like? Would you like
I think
the,
he's
would
got
you like the
box.
original series, or would you like the new modern day series? Because I have both.
you've got to go with the original. I heard the remake. The remake seemed to be okay. I've seen bits of it on.
They are right, actually. They're not bad,
Yeah.
you know.
Nice.
And then, if you really want to go sort of all the way, we could go to
As he reaches in the back.
reaches at the back. It's a big one. We
In the
can
back.
have
Don't pull a muscle. UFO.
we can have the UFO series, both all the
Now,
Now,
series.
how many
Very
how many
nice.
series was there?
Just the one.
It's just the one, but there's loads of episodes.
Yeah, there's loads of episodes there.
yeah.
Nice.
But that's so.
That's
Yeah.
that's brilliant.
That's
That's,
the,
just
that's the
brilliant.
start of my Jerry Anderson collection. I've got to get Thunderbirds. Oh, I've also got Terrorhawks as well.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah, Terrorhawks. Yeah.
got that up in the cupboard here, along with
Yeah.
Captain
Man,
Scarlet.
I gotta get my hands on a multi-region player, a DVD player, so I can order those.
Oh, don't
Oh,
get me
yeah.
started with the multi-region.
But no,
Oh, don't get me. I would have GI Joe and Masters of the Universe.
Oh yeah.
They'd be sat over there next to my Transformers and Thundercats. I tell you.
But no, DVDs. I've got a rather large collection of DVDs. I mean, when we were talking about the Enterprise, I've got the whole box,
Oh yes,
complete collection.
that's Enterprise, is it?
Yeah, it's Enterprise all the way
Good.
through.
Nice.
You know, so I like to collect stuff.
Donic 451 in the chat says, "Wow, I love Gary Anderson shows. They are all
Yeah.
amazing."
I mean,
They
it's like
are.
I've got the original War of the Worlds,
Oh yes.
I
Ah,
just
that
put it
was
all the way
awesome.
upstairs.
and I've got the new
New
one.
one.
This
Yeah,
one's the
modern one.
best. This is
Oh
the
yeah,
best.
that was a good
It is.
movie.
By far.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Uh,
by
that
far.
was a great movie.
I actually have the 80s television show, War of the Worlds.
I remember that. Yes.
Yeah, that was great. That was.
That was
Yeah.
awesome. I remember watching that.
Yeah, I got that on DVD off of Amazon. In fact, it's over there.
Yeah. Darling
Yeah, we got
451 in the chat also says I used to watch Thunderbirds, Stingray, and Captain Scarlet.
Oh yeah,
all the
Yeah.
time as a kid.
that was my childhood.
I
That
bet
was my
you did,
childhood.
man. Good
Yeah,
stuff. Huh?
absolutely. But oh no, DVDs wise, I've got loads. I've got a huge Batman collection as well down there. But
Right.
Yeah.
I've just managed to get a new Batman car, which I was quite impressed with tonight.
Nice.
Where's it gone? I'm gonna grab it.
The dog
Living
took
off.
it.
Hold on.
dog
It's right round the back. Hold on.
Technical
the,
difficulties. He's got to grab it over here. Hold
got
on a second.
The Hot Wheels Batman Arkham Asylum car.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
So that's
That's
quite
cool.
Yeah. So
That's
because Batman's one of my other favourite things. I love Batman.
Nice.
Yeah. So I've got loads of Batman
Batman.
down here.
Well, it was
So-
quite interesting since you like Batman. It's quite interesting that since we mentioned Buck Rogers earlier, that there's quite a lot of the actors from Batman were in Buck
Yes,
Rogers.
they were.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they certainly were.
Mhm.
God, you had Cesar Romero and
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
you know,
Oh God, yeah,
quite a few of them turn up there.
absolutely.
Catwoman herself.
Oh, yeah. Which one? There was 3.
There was 3. There was 3.
Julie
There
Newmar.
was 3.
Julie, there was a Catwoman.
Mm.
There was a
Julie Newmar.
Catwoman.
Oh, yeah.
Indeed. Oh God, yeah. Oh dear me.
Oh,
Hold on,
yeah.
hold on. Is that us demonstrating toxic masculinity again? Is it?
It's all good. It's
It's
all
all good.
good.
It's all good.
And then the stream died.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
died.
Indeed. I do actually need to go because I've got to go and feed the kids
Oh, no.
Do they
to
need
some
feeding,
passing
do they?
animal.
That's right,
I'm just
yeah,
going to
it's like-
feed them to some animal that's walking past.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's evening time over there now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it is.
it's just coming
Yeah.
up to 7 p.m.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so it's food time. It's food
Yeah.
feeding time at the menagerie over here. and
Feeding
now
time.
because I've got all this stuff out, I've got to put it all back where it came from.
Ah,
Yeah, that's the
it
only thing,
caused
isn't
you
it?
to do
I've
extra
got
work
Cylon
now.
helmets lying on the floor. I've got Enterprises sitting where they shouldn't be. Darth Vader got knocked off. The old Lego Darth
Got your-
Vader.
Your-
So that's
you got your
yeah,
dog
so-
coming in there. And,
I've got my dog coming in and licking me to death. I'm going to
Yeah.
probably catch some plague from it now.
I know, right? Dog pox.
But no, it's just it's I've got to sort the shed out now. Although I now know what I'm going to be watching tonight. It's going to be
Ah,
Void
there
to
you
the
go.
Bottom of the Sea.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, absolutely.
Cool.
Nice one.
Good. All right. Well, if you have to go,
Yeah,
You have to
I need to
go.
go feed the kiddie winks. Because they'll get upset if I don't feed
they'll
them.
come out there and they'll raid your place.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not letting them in here.
No, no.
They'll
Don't let
sell
them
all
in
your
there.
stuff to get food, you see.
Yes,
right,
they'll
exactly.
be up in the loft selling me fortune.
Fish
Yes, but Dad-
suppers.
Yeah, but Dad, it was worth the pizza. No, it
Ah,
wasn't. No, it
it
wasn't.
It wasn't worth the pizza. No.
Please don't tell me you've sold the Fat Man.
Yeah, exactly.
Never sell the Fat Man.
No, don't sell the fit. Not at all. Oh my
Oh,
god.
brilliant.
Cruel, do you have to go too, or
Not yet.
okay?
No, well, I'll leave you two to it and carry on watching you while I'm sorting out the dinner. Thanks for,
Gotcha.
thanks for having me
Yeah,
on. It's been a
Thanks
pleasure
for
as
coming on. I
always.
really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for wrecking me shed. Much appreciated.
Hey,
Now I've got
anytime. Anytime, man.
sorted, no problem. Well, I will speak to you all shortly and have the
Have a
good
good one.
remainder of the stream, and I'll see you later.
Okay, sir.
See you
All
later.
right.
See you
Andrew.
later. See ya.
Yeah, bye bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
I had my pal round earlier, so we went out for a takeaway for dinner time. So
Nice.
I'm not so hungry right now. So,
Yeah, it's like almost lunchtime here. It's 11 o'clock. So
right. Well, that's 7 o'clock here now. Yeah.
Yep. Man, I'm
Oh,
kinda surprised.
such good stuff. Such good stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I've
yeah,
got my bits and pieces lying on the floor here. I'll have to pick up.
yeah. I've got like all the stuff around here. I got to put back, put away. But yeah, that one right there. That's a Kenner. That's the original one, or is that?
Don't know.
Who knows?
I'm just looking to see if there's a
You've had it
tag
for a
on it.
long time. I take it though, right?
I've had this since I was a wee lad. Yeah,
Yeah, it's the original. Yeah,
Still
Return of
works.
the Jedi. Yeah.
well, I
cool.
mean, there's only this and
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's got the little
Jaws.
thing at the
Yeah,
back.
the
you
Jaws.
pull.
Yep.
Hello.
Yep. So he could chomp on the guys.
Yeah, he could do some damage.
Yes. Yes, he could.
That's
Oh,
the closest
man.
thing to a pet I've got around here. So
There
no
you
dogs
go.
or cats or that. So yeah,
Yeah, a
Well,
nice
that was
little.
there's some great things to speak about though. I've got some of those Jerry Anderson stuff. So it was partly because of Gobby doing his review coming up for Stingray that's got me watching it. So
Yeah, I was
yeah,
kind of interested. He started showing some of the previews on his channel of what he was going to be doing, and
mhm,
I'm familiar with the Thunderbirds
right.
of that
Everyone
series.
remembers it. Everyone remembers Thunderbirds.
Yeah,
because
and
Thunderbirds.
actually, we're one of the. I think it's on Hulu. He used to have the Thunderbirds on Hulu. They might have all the others too, but that was a Jerry Anderson one. So that's primarily what on BBC at the time, right? So
Yeah, I think it.
it could. I'll have to search my BritBox to find
Actually,
out.
I'm trying to remember if it's maybe ITV.
Well, see, BritBox is BBC and ITV, both.
I think it was ITV.
But yeah.
I could just grab the box and look at it, but I'm not. Hang on a minute.
Okie dokie.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
It's not
Here's
moving.
The force.
The force is not working.
Force
No,
is
sorry,
not
it's not
strong
working.
with this one.
It's not working today.
Yeah,
Well,
no.
so
But
weak.
yeah. So yeah, I was thinking about doing the Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea stuff, maybe.
I'd love
in
to
the
see that
future.
again. I really would. I'd love to
Um,
see that. It's been so long.
I gotta look. Yeah, I gotta look that up. I'm sure I can get that on one of the. Well, I know on Hulu used to have it, and I was watching it quite a bit. But I think it's possible they may have, like with some of their older programming, they may not carry it in my region. I don't know
Okay.
why they did that. They had a bunch of old westerns I used to watch, and then the next thing I know, they weren't carrying them anymore. I couldn't load them. I couldn't watch them anymore for whatever reason. It was not part of the lineup or whatever they call it.
I don't know anything about that. I mean, it's just when I see something I like, I just look at it on Amazon and say, "Oh yeah, I'll have that."
There you go. Yeah, yeah.
DVD it. But as I said,
Yeah.
I would have GI Joe and Masters of the Universe right over there next to Thundercats and Transformers. If it wasn't for region codes,
I know that. Yeah,
I don't have a
exactly.
multi-region player myself, so
The multi-region player, I guess, is a lot more expensive because of the nature of it. But
and even then, sometimes you have to watch because it's not fully unlocked. It's sometimes they don't do them all.
wow,
I've seen reviews on Amazon that some of them are not fully region free. So
that's not good. And that's the players, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
some of them don't play certain regions, even though it says they do. So
That sucks.
I never bothered. I was thinking about it at one point. So
Mhm.
I was getting peed off not having GI Joe.
Well, yeah.
You know?
Over here, they were broadcast. Actually, there was a YouTube channel that was broadcasting GI Joe episodes.
It was Hasbro, I think.
Yeah, the Hasbro channel. Yeah,
had their own channel. I saw a little bit of it. Yeah.
yeah, they had their own channel.
That's right.
So,
Live. It was live all the time for a wee while there.
Yeah,
It was just
Yeah.
going, and they were showing of all the episodes.
right.
But I don't want that. I want them here.
Yeah, you want your physical.
I
Yeah,
like my
physical
physical.
copies.
I like my physical copy of it to sit over there with my
Yep.
other ones.
Absolutely.
That would mean rearranging the whole cupboard, but
Oh well, then
yeah,
extra work.
I don't care. I don't care. I want, give me.
Yep, exactly. Exactly.
Geese it now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, man.
I
Exactly.
mean, did you ever see Space Above and Beyond?
Yes,
Well,
I used to watch that at that show.
That was on Region 1 for years, and then it finally came out over here. And I
Really?
snapped it right up.
Good. Yeah, it was.
That's
I
a
remember
very
watching it on TV. Yeah,
that's right. I
it was
mean,
a good
that
series.
ended on a cliffhanger, didn't it?
It did. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was supposed to be the hit cliffhanger, the season finale, and they go into the next season, but they never had another season.
No, they didn't. No, I think
So
I remember it was running back to back with the X Files for a wee while, and then it switched to
yep.
a different channel or something, and then people forgot it.
Yeah, pretty
So,
much. Yeah, it was a shame because it was a good series.
very good.
Um, so yeah, there was a lot of things. Yes, you find things like that where you get hooked on a series and then they get changed to a different time slot or whatever, you know. Then they just go downhill.
Aye,
So
yeah, that's it. That was a pain 'cause it was really
oh
good.
yeah,
It was really good. I mean, I watched it when I got it on DVD. I think I've only watched it the once. It's like okay, it is showing its age,
yeah.
but it's miles ahead of anything that's coming up now. So
Oh yeah, got that right. That's for sure. No question. Because yeah, it's the stuff that's coming out now is just it's really the funny thing is like and a lot of people on YouTube, a lot of YouTubers are talking about this, the bigger YouTubers that are in the entertainment and stuff like that that are into the genres and the franchises. They're basically all saying the same things just in different ways. Is that
Mm.
the audience that the people are trying to pander to, okay, the quote unquote woke audience, whatever that definition encompasses, these companies are trying to produce products for this segment of fans, yet those segment of fans aren't really there because they're not supporting it as far as financially with merchandise and other
No,
stuff where you have
at
the
least very not. At least if
very
they are,
minimal.
it's yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. It's minimum.
the only
Yeah.
place that they're, to be honest, the only place that they're supporting these things is the Twitter
Tw-
mobs.
yeah, but that's exactly it.
The Twitter mobs, the social media mobs, and that's it. That's the only way I can describe it as a mob.
Well,
Because if someone, a YouTuber goes on and says something bad about some show because somebody got race swapped or sex swapped or whatever swapped, and they say something bad about it, then they go on Twitter and they just, go nuts. And they try to pressure the network and all this other stuff or whoever, to be mean to somebody. And it's bullshit.
yeah, it's a lot of nonsense.
But they don't. Why do you think all these franchises are losing money and they're failing, and these studios are failing? Is because they're trying to pander to an audience that is not there. The
Well, I
audience,
mean,
the segment that they're doing is such a small segment of society. It's such a
yeah,
small segment of society,
this
and
is
they're
the whole
forcing
thing.
everything down your throat.
That's it exactly. You're never going to win people over
No,
by doing that. You're going to
no, you're
get
not.
resistance, and
You're not.
it's the same thing. I've seen people defending Kenobi,
Yeah.
right, and I've seen people say the likes of, "Well, you don't understand Star Wars. You're not a real Star Wars fan. If you think Kenobi's crap, it's blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Well, I'm not in the business of saying, well, you're not a real Star Wars fan if you like this or if you like that or whatever. I'm not an expert on the lore and what encompasses what Star Wars is, and I'm not going to say who is and who isn't. Well, I mean, there's one guy that knows what it is, and that's George Lucas, and then everybody else just has their opinions,
Right.
quite frankly. But the idea that these woke audiences are financially supporting this seems a redundant issue because the profits would be through the roof otherwise.
Mhm. Yeah.
If
Yeah, they
it was
would.
an existing audience, the figures, the facts and figures would say otherwise, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's not even from a perspective of, well, I wouldn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
Basically, for me, it's a case of, well, he's essentially told people like myself to get lost, and I did.
Mhm.
Simple as.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, if they had the fan base that they claim they have, that they're producing this content for, you would think that that fan base would be supporting those you know, those movies, those shows with money that they spend on merchandise. But
Yeah.
it's not there. I mean, the case in point, the very good case in point is that the current Star Wars era. And you look at toy sales and merchandise sales. I mean, my God, if they were supporting everything and they were so, you know, supportive and enthusiastic about characters, they would buy their figures. They would buy all the Rose Tico dolls. They would buy all the other things. They
Yeah.
would be sold out. Eternals is the same way. They would have sold out all the toys for all these characters, but they're not. They're staying on shelves. They're being discounted.
The
they're
worst,
being clearanced out.
yeah.
Or the manufacturer, Hasbro or whoever else, is limiting how many they make because they don't want to have a whole crap ton that gets like, you know. And so if they're actually supporting the franchise, they would not just watching it, okay, on TV or subscribing to whatever, you know, streaming service to watch it. They would go out and actually physically buy the products.
Mm-hmm.
The mugs, the cups, the shirts, the hats, the freaking action figures, the tablets, the notepads, the pencils, all that other crap. They would financially be supporting it, and they're not.
Yeah.
And that's just like with Doctor Who. That's a very good case in point for Doctor Who. Is one of the reasons that Doctor Who financially is going is because this era tried to come out with some stuff that nobody wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And they
I will ask this. I will ask
all the
this
new
question. This question. Are we just so disenchanted and peeved to the point where we can't give it a go? Do you think we've been tainted by that in some sense?
I would say yes, but there's still that that percentage of let's see what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you know, Gobby Guy and other people have said, okay, let's watch the Kenobi thing to see what you know is going to come out of it. I feel the same way about the Doctor Who, the new era that's coming up. Let's see what it's about first. We can talk on our asses all we want, all day. We still have to go. We have to see the content, then watch. You know, then base our opinions off of that. Mm-hmm. We know what's come before. We know what currently we have. We know how bad that has been to the fans and to other areas of the fandom. As far as Doctor Who, that era Doctor Who. What's the new one coming? We don't know. We've heard a lot of talk. We've heard a lot of speculation, a lot of rumors. We've not watched an episode or 2 episodes or 3 episodes yet.
No.
I mean, you know, we don't know.
As it relates to the likes of the Kenobi show, I suppose I've got more of an interest in discussing that in some ways because it's Obi-Wan Kenobi, a pivotal character.
Played by the same actor that played him in the
I mean, that's
the prequels.
I mean, you would not necessarily have thought that would happen normally.
Yeah.
That the actor coming from the main film would come into a series like that. But it's one of those exceptions. And the one thing I will say, it looks aesthetically awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just the costumes and the settings and stuff. It looks all good. All of that looks good. But the niggling issue seems to be the quality of the writing. Yet again, I had a look on Rotten Tomatoes, if you can believe this. Not that we should maybe necessarily believe everything they say, but I looked at one of the more positive reviews, which was 4 stars.
Mm-hmm.
And even the 4-star review was saying, well, the writing's a bit choppy and it's all over the place and blah, blah, blah. So that's a positive review, still making a point of mentioning the same facts that everybody else is. As for the figures themselves, I haven't checked them recently, but whether that should be believed, I don't know, because they faked the figures before, all positive for The Last Jedi and Solo and Captain Marvel.
I remember that, yeah.
So So I don't
Yeah.
know. Is it needlessly being review bombed by people who are pissed off and just won't give things a go, and are just watching it to be annoyed? I don't know.
hmm
I think there are people like that, but for me, I just don't watch it.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, it's now like a lot of fans of say like Doctor Who or got burned because of the current era. They got burned for the current era, and now some of them have a bad taste in their mouth because of the upcoming era, or
Mhm.
what we see that's going to be the upcoming era, and so people have a bad taste in their mouth about that as well. So they might just obviously they're not going to support it. They're not going to support it financially or watch it or anything else.
No.
The new era, and I can understand that. And I don't blame them. They've been
No.
burned for the last 5 years or however long.
I think a sort of easy way to tell whether things would be turning around would be like folk like yourself and the big YouTubers and a lot of the Star Wars fans would all sort of come to almost a collective agreement that hey, it's good, but that's not happening. So,
Yeah, Darlick 451 in the chat was having a conversation with the Time Prophet, and Dalek responds by saying, "Agreed with the Time Prophet. I used to be obsessed with Doctor Who. It was possibly my favorite show ever, but now I just don't care about it anymore. It's just dead." And see, yeah, there's fans like that that have been burned over the last, you know, this last series that got burned, and and everybody, and everybody's different on how what's under the skin. It could be the writing, it could be the actor or actress, it could be the overall thing,
yeah.
but
Well,
they got burned by it, and then of course them bagging on the fans didn't freaking help.
No, that doesn't help in
That's
any.
stupid. I mean, that's just stupid.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? If it were any other industry,
Yeah.
right? If you were right, well, you've worked in retail, as you know. So
Mhm. Yeah.
if you tell your customer to pee off,
Mhm.
you'd get fired.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Yeah, you'll get called on the carpet and you'll get friggin', you'll be lucky to keep your job
Well, exactly. But
if
in this
you tell a
instance,
customer.
everybody fails upwards.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
What the
Yep.
heck is that about? I mean, that's just insane.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's it. I mean, I don't know. I just don't I just don't watch it. I'm not one of these ones that are going to watch it and subscribe just so I can probably be peed off.
Right.
People will do that though. I mean,
They
people
do.
do that. They do that for clicks and stuff, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, I understand that in terms of the YouTube game and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. So Time Prophet in the chat says, I've been a Doctor Who fan for 50 years, and now I no longer want to know. Race change on the Doctor and transgender in the TARDIS for scissoring. LOL.
Well, on that subject, because I was going to say that, is on one hand, it's a case of okay, they've done that, but when you think about the motivations as to why they've done that, it's not creative. It's just, ooh, look at us. We've got this guy in here. Ooh.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, we've got a transitioning. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Yeah.
We're so good. Look at us.
A lot of virtue signaling.
Well, exactly.
A lot of virtue signaling.
It's fake.
And
It's all fake.
and here's the thing. What we talked about when we're talking about Star Trek, and Gobby brought it up. It was Gobby or you. You had
Gobby.
a black female, you had an Asian male, you had a Scotsman, you had an alien, and you had a guy from Earth. So you have all these different things, which at that time was controversial.
Yeah.
Groundbreaking and controversial. You had African Americans, you have Asian Americans, all these people working on the show, the main pivotal characters. They're not just like
No.
the bus boy or whatever in the
No.
mess hall. They're freaking they're the pilot, they're head of communications, they're the head of freaking navigation and whatever. So you have all these people. But they put all these people in these positions, and they're in great positions. But
time prophet, you had a
yeah, I
fake
know,
Scotsman.
yeah,
I know.
Jimmy Doohan was a Canadian. Yeah, we know that. Yeah, he was a Canadian and a World War II vet too. So yeah, fake Scotsman.
That was good.
But yeah, they put stuff in there that was, because of the social times back then. But they didn't make a big freaking deal about it. The big deal about it was that they had him on screen, that they had him in the storyline, they had him on the ship, they were doing things, they were important positions, and they came through in the end as a team would. And I think that modern day writing, in some areas, in some people's minds, they forgot about it. They don't care, or they've been taught to ignore all that shit, or ignore all the old shit. Let's do all this other stuff that's, basically shit.
Yeah, basically.
It's like, it's. But yeah, it's like people have asked me, have you watched Discovery? No, I haven't watched.
Neither have I.
I tried to watch an episode of Discovery and I couldn't get past the fact that it was so freaking just riddled with virtue signaling, representation checkbox checking shit. It had really nothing to do with the plots. The storyline, the story, what was going on didn't matter. It was what mattered was representation.
Somebody said that the first season wasn't as bad, but it got worse. That doesn't sound surprising to me at all.
No.
Usually that's what happens is you get a first season of something and then woof.
Right.
Into the second season, it's like poof, woke right in your face.
Yeah.
From what I understand, although again I'm not watching that, so I wouldn't
really
know.
And then people, like they're breaking from canon, like with the Kenobi series. I think that's the one thing, one pet peeve that everybody has when they're talking about the Kenobi series is the fact that there's no faithful representation of the canon. The canon, what happened,
Yeah.
Okay, we know the first Star Wars movie and how that all started. Okay, we know Obi-Wan was there on Tatooine watching Luke. Luke knew him. All this other stuff.
Yeah.
So now we have Princess Leia in the first movie, the original movie, tried to contact him because he fought with her father in the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Didn't say anything prior to that about her being with him and as a little kid, blah 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 blah. She would have freaking remembered that because it was only 10 years later, or something like that. So those pieces of canon and story continuity are not there. And then you have this one character, this new character that's an Inquisitor that is just,
she looks hot.
Yeah, of course, but again, how much are they blurring up and muddying up the integrity of canon and the continuity to shoehorn in this character, another bestest ever. PCat's in the chat today. PCat, hey. I gave Discovery 2 seasons. It was terrible. I gave Picard 2 to 3 episodes.
No.
And that ended my new Trek viewing. Best to stick with Trek 66 to 05. Yes. That is years worth of rewatching. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right, PCat. There's no question. The Trek from 66 to 05 had continuity. It had canon. It had everything flowed. And then once CBS and Paramount did what they did, and it just diverged from that point.
The one thing, I mean, when you do a show like Kenobi, and it was the same with the prequels, you do some continuity errors. You know, you
Yeah.
you can shrug away
a little.
some,
Yeah, you can
a
struggle
little,
a
you
little
know.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Why did R2 not remember that Obi-Wan
Yeah.
was on there, and why,
Exactly.
you know, like C-3PO's memory was wiped? That was one thing, but they never said whether they did that to R2 as well, so we assume they didn't.
Yeah.
So that's a valid little nitpicky thing, but it didn't absolutely kill the entire movies as a
Yeah.
result. So you can make the argument that, you know, some little kerfuffles are expected, but
Yeah.
not if it turns the whole thing on its head, though.
And that's what we're seeing.
Oh,
At least that's what that's what people are talking about.
yeah,
It's
that
being
seems to
turned
be
on
the
its
point.
head.
That seems to be a point of
And,
contention, I think, with the pro
you know,
Kenobi folk and the against Kenobi
I
folk.
mean, unless they have something planned, I mean, basically, I mean, when you have
A plan.
Darth Vader and Kenobi all of a sudden meet,
Yeah. Well,
which they never really met. You know, we all know what the hell
it's it.
Darth Vader said to Kenobi. He said,
Yeah.
"The last time we met, I was the learner, you were the master, and I was but the learner. But now
Yes.
I am the master." Okay,
I know.
so
I mean, I'm just saying from what I understand, they've never met since. I mean,
yeah,
it's never. I don't think, and this is just me from what I know, very little. It might be that they met again. I don't know, but it was always the impression that I got, and that most other people seem to get as well, was that they never met again. Obi-Wan didn't even know Anakin survived, and any mention of an enforcer for the Empire, Obi-Wan didn't even know who it was. He knew Vader. He knew Vader was around, but he didn't know who it was. That's the impression I got. I mean, I don't know if I read that somewhere or that was a theory that someone else had, but you know, that's just that's what made sense. But
yeah, I mean that's definitely a theory that does make sense. If you know, you look back at the original movie and the things that Obi-Wan was telling Luke at the time. You know,
yeah, I
your
mean,
father was a good friend of mine, and blah blah blah. A great pilot. Uh, you know, um,
Vader looks cool from when I saw the clips
yeah,
of the Kenobi. He looks great. You know,
yeah,
I'm not going to say that again. That goes into the aesthetics, but all of that is surface level. That's the thing.
yep. Yeah. Time prophet. I was but the learner is terrible grammar. He would probably say, "I was the student."
Yeah.
Either way, the premise is the same. That
Hmm.
Vader was saying that he was a student of, you know, Kenobi's at the time that they last met, which
Yeah.
was technically correct based on the, you know, Revenge of the Sith
Mhm.
ending.
How many years after Revenge of the Sith is this set? Do you know?
Well, with I would say probably 9 or 10, I'm guessing.
So he's not a learner anymore then.
No,
So that
and
that
then
just yeah,
yeah,
that just
I want to say, I'm thinking that the original movie was set about 17 or 18 years
mhm.
after that time, is my guess.
Right.
Darth Vader was Ukrainian and he didn't get paid for overtime.
There was something about that, wasn't
Yes,
there?
the actor that was in the suit, and I think there was more than one, but
Mhm.
the actor that they had in the suit for that episode that played Darth Vader in the suit. Yeah, they apparently the story is he got screwed over pretty hard
Really?
with pay and mostly pay and stuff like that. They screwed him over.
That doesn't sound
I don't know
very.
the specifics about it, but the gist is that I've heard from other, you know, watching other YouTube channels is that's what was about.
That's
He
poor
got
form.
screwed. Yeah,
Poor form. Hmm.
yeah, he got screwed. That doesn't surprise me. Disney treats their people like shit. I
Well,
mean,
I mean that's it, wouldn't it? The that thing that Ron DeSantis did, wasn't it? That he's done away with their powers,
Yeah.
basically, isn't it? They were a state within a state, so they can't.
Yes, they were. They
Yeah.
were. They got tax exemptions and were exempt from most other laws or codes and stuff,
I
regulations, and
think
so
they had
they
their own
took that
private
away.
police, didn't they? They had their own
They
police.
did their own fire department too.
No wonder they
that.
got away with so many shady things.
Yeah. But yeah, that's yeah, it's really screwed up. But Disney has taken over so many franchises. I mean,
Oh,
it's taken over the Jim Henson Productions, which was the
aye,
Muppets and Sesame Street.
aye.
It took over Marvel.
Fox as
They
well, isn't
took
it?
over Fox Universal. Yeah, they took all of the the Fox stuff. So like the
Did
Simpsons and stuff like that.
Did you
were
see
on
the
Fox.
trailer for Prey?
Yeah, I did see part. Yeah, I did see the trailer. Yeah, it's I'm kind of iffy on that one. I'm like,
Yeah.
the purpose of this movie, but
I
yeah.
saw a fan movie on YouTube of the Predator fighting a knight. That was pretty interesting.
Yeah, the one there apparently there was another one that came out or was going to come out or something, and was actually Schwarzenegger with Danny Glover.
All right, that would have been cool.
And there is a trailer on YouTube. And
Okay,
I don't know if there's a trailer on YouTube. You look it up, you'll find it. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny Glover, and it's about another, I guess, a predator coming to Earth again. And it was it looks good. I don't know if it was an actual movie or not. I don't know what they if it's completed or not completed.
Is it an actual trailer or is it a fan-made fake trailer?
Well, I don't know. It doesn't look like it's a fake trailer. It could be, but it doesn't look like it because.
Right. Well, I mean, some of the effects that they're using for that now are getting really great. I saw a deep fake of Sylvester Stallone as the Terminator, and they used
Nice.
Jim Carrey as one of the punks at the start, and
Really?
Willem Dafoe as Sarah Connor.
Nice.
It's really funny. It's really funny.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw the trailer. I've seen it like 3 times now, and it to me it doesn't appear to be deep fake, but it could be. But I don't know. The characters are older, obviously Arnold and Danny Glover. And so there's some stuff. There's I was kind of excited about it. Looking at it, going, gee, is this really a movie, or is this just a just a joke, or is it something that's in the works, or something that's already been out but got? I think I would have heard if it was a movie that actually came out.
Yeah.
Even during COVID. But to me, I'm thinking, oh well, maybe this was something that they was going to bring out and got shelved because of COVID.
Yeah, maybe they put together some scenes for a trailer to see if it would test the waters or something.
Probably. To me, it looks good. I would be excited about it. So I would definitely go see this movie. But look it up on YouTube. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny Glover, and it's a trailer. It's about 2 minutes long.
Okay.
Or longer, I think. Yeah, it's good though.
Sounds interesting.
Good. Yeah,
I mean, I liked the Predator 2 film. I thought it was good.
Yeah. I was I liked that movie too. Predator 2 was good.
It's different. I mean, I was a little peeved to begin with. It was like, where's Arnold? But
yeah, a lot of people were a little disappointed that he
once
didn't.
It got going though, it was just like, it's good. And the Predator had different gadgets and stuff, which was pretty nice.
And he was in the city. He wasn't in a jungle. He was in a heavy populated area. Yeah.
Magic.
I know, right? I know. But yeah, and then what's the other Predator movie I saw? I saw the Predator, the first Predator versus Alien.
Oh yeah, I've got them.
And then there was another one that was a Predator. There was a Predator versus Alien that Yeah, okay. There was two of them. There's a Predator versus Alien, and that's when they're combining the Alien, the very first one when they had the Bishop character.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually the actual guy that made the company. So
Yeah.
whatever his industry was, and they went on that quest
Wayland.
down in Antarctica because they found a pyramid down there, and they were going to go
Yeah.
down there and look for stuff. And so I saw that one, and then I saw the second one, which was a sequel to that.
Yeah.
Predator
Requiem.
versus Alien. That
Requiem,
one
yeah.
kind of creeped me out a little bit because I didn't like the maternity ward scene.
No.
Yeah, I was a little creeped out about that.
And there was the Predators as well with Adrian Brody.
I did not see that one.
That was all right.
I did not see that one.
That was all right.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen the latest one, the Predator. I haven't seen that.
Mm-hmm.
My pal's got it. He said it was
Was that the Prey one?
no,
no?
The Predator. It's just it was out a few years ago.
Huh. Was that the one where they were trying to replicate the technology or something like that? Try to
I think
reverse
so, yeah.
engineer.
I think so.
Yeah, and then the freaking thing came alive or something, or the guy got possessed by the technology. I thought something happened. I don't know what it was. I haven't seen
It's the one where the Predators are genetically enhancing themselves and the company Earth.
Oh,
Some
okay.
shite.
I saw the one. There was one.
I think who's in
They
it?
were on another planet.
Yeah, that's Predators. That's Predators.
Yeah, when they were on another plane, brought all these, they kidnapped all these people and they dropped them on a planet.
Yeah, that's the one.
And they hunted them all. You know, and so
it's got Lawrence Fishburne.
Yes, yeah, he's in it.
Well, there's another one.
Yeah,
it's got.
I liked that one.
Yeah, that was all right. I went to pictures to see that.
That was a good one. They definitely referenced the Arnold Schwarzenegger stuff for sure. So in that one, but
come on, I'm here. Kill me. I'm here.
Yeah.
It's not quite the same, but yeah.
No, yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to think. Was it Olivia Munn was in the latest one?
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
It was directed by Shane Black.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it myself, but my pal has. He said it was. Meh.
Yeah,
that was his official. Meh.
I was like, you go.
Very scientific.
Yes, very scientific. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's that they're going to bring out another Predator movie. I mean, here's the question: how many is enough?
I know.
And supposedly Disney owns it, right? Because it's Fox or Universal, or do we know?
As far as I know, they've still got that. I think they've got Fox, so they've got all those franchises under their belt.
I know they've got all the Universal monsters, like the traditional Frankenstein, Mummy, stuff like that.
Wonderful.
Dracula, yeah, they have all those.
Right.
But I don't know. Hopefully, nobody buys out all the Hammer stuff.
I hope not. I mean, the thing with the Hammer movies, as far as I'm aware, is that there's various studios have the rights to some of the movies, which is why there isn't a whole complete collection with every single film in it.
Yeah, because everybody owns. So many.
I've got a whole bunch of them down there. Some of them are box sets, some of them are singles. So
yeah,
the Dracula series is spread out through various different box sets. So
yeah,
that's a bit of a pain. I think
go ahead.
I think there is a Dracula box set now, but it's of no use to me now.
Wasn't there a one of the Hammer Dracula movies with Christopher Lee where all he did in the movie was hiss?
He
didn't say any lines. He just hissed.
I can't remember which one it is, but he was so disenchanted with having to do it. They twisted his arm into it, basically.
Yeah.
Like, oh, your colleagues won't have a job or something like that.
Yeah. They get the guilt trip on him.
Yeah. That's why he refused to say anything.
Yeah.
I think the lines he does say in the movie are
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. Yeah, I forget which one it is. I've got it written down a list in the order in which you watch them because I always forget.
Yeah. Hey,
Well, I
we
mean,
got
I know what the last two films are, but in terms of the other ones, I keep forgetting.
we got Jens Petter in the
All right,
chat,
Jens.
and his insight on the new Predator movie is that the latest Predator film is girly shite. Not seen it. The cover was enough.
Yeah, I've just seen bits and bobs here and there. It didn't look
yeah.
that good.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, that's
but
perfect.
yeah, crap.
Yeah.
That'd suck if they just jerk around with the hammer ones. But I remember, yeah, because he was all bent out of shape because of they tried to suck him into doing another movie, and he just hissed the whole time. He didn't do any lines. He just hissed.
He might have hissed, but
and
I
then
forget.
groaned when he died or whatever.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
I can remember the scene as well. He's standing on ice. Now, vampires in that universe cannot survive in running water. So he's standing on the ice and they pop the ice and he goes through it. And he's like, "Ah!"
Yeah.
That's the most
I'm
melting. That's the most he utters in the whole film.
Yeah.
I mean, in the other ones he does speak, but
yeah, he does. Yeah.
That one in particular, he was very disenchanted. I believe was his right. I think those were his words.
Yeah.
Disenchanted.
Yeah. Yeah. What a great actor.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Phenomenal actor.
One of my favorites, and just after he passed away, I actually got the Dr. Fu Manchu box set with his movies. I'm sure that's probably racist now,
Right.
but it's part of my collection.
Probably.
Yeah, that's cultural appropriation or some.
Well, Boris Karloff was did the Mr. Wong series.
Okay.
In the 30s. So yeah, that was cultural appropriation.
Well,
yeah.
That's it. It's I never saw much of that or the Universal movies, to be honest. I've seen Dracula once and The Mummy with Karloff, I think.
Yeah.
Seen them once. They were good. I have to say they were good. And Karloff was playing Emotep.
Yeah. He played the Mummy Imhotep. Yep.
Yeah.
And
didn't do as much
as
Arnold Vosloo, though.
If I'm not mistaken, Peter Cushing was in a couple of those too. He played Dr. Frankenstein in Noah 1.
In the Hammers, yeah.
Well, but I think he played Dr. Frankenstein in a Frankenstein movie. I forgot. I don't know if it was a Hammer one or not, but
he's definitely done it in the Hammer. He's been in a few.
I know he's done Van Helsing in the Hammer movie.
Oh yeah, a couple of them, yeah.
I thought he was. Yeah, I thought he was in an American one as Dr. Frankenstein or Van Helsing. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be getting mixed up, but yeah. So
yeah, they did a lot of work in the Hammer films that were really good.
Yep, and he played more than just Dracula too.
Yeah,
he played. Didn't he play a mummy, or did he play like
Yes, he did.
Yeah, or something like a Frankenstein too, didn't he? Like a Frankenstein type monster. I
think he did both. Actually, thinking about that, did he do both? I mean, I know David Prowse. He played Frankenstein. So we've had Sith Lords in Hammer.
Yep.
We've had Sith Lords. Sith Lords are a speciality.
Yeah, PCAT in the chat says Universal Horror was ahead of its time with crossovers. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
They had. I own this DVD. It's an Abbott and Costello movie.
All right.
That Abbott and Costello meet. I think it's Frankenstein.
Okay.
And it has Boris Karloff playing Dracula. And it has the Wolfman. It has Dracula. It has Frankenstein. So. They had Lon Chaney Jr. who played the Wolfman.
Right.
Okay, he played the Wolfman in the 50s and stuff like that.
I should have said I've seen that one as well.
Yeah,
the Wolfman.
That was his big thing. and he was known for playing. He did several movies as the Wolfman. Lon Chaney Jr. played the same character. Guy named last name was Talbot. So you had Lon Chaney Jr. played the Wolfman. You had Boris Karloff, or pardon me, Bela Lugosi played Dracula.
Right.
They couldn't get Boris Karloff to play the monster, so they had someone else play the monster. But they tried to get Boris to play the monster.
Mm-hmm.
And either he couldn't do it, wouldn't do it. I don't know. He he could. They didn't have a mummy one. I know it's just those three, and they meet Abbott and Costello. Funny movie. Very
I'm
good
not
movie.
not sure if I've seen it.
It's good. If you can get your hands on a copy, do it or
definitely
watch it and find it on streaming. But here's the thing: at the beginning of the movie, this is probably, and I always knew that back then, like the teams, like the like Abbott and Costello and Laurel and Hardy and the Three Stooges,
Yeah.
all did slapstick type comedy.
Mhm.
You know, especially the Three Stooges were, I guess people would say they're violent. You know, they got whacked and smacked and slapped and hit in the head and all this other stuff, right? I never really thought that about Abbott and Costello until I saw this movie and the opening scene of this movie with the two of them. Man, freaking, it was violent. Without throwing a friggin' actual punch to the face, that Costello got the shit slapped out of him every 5 seconds. It's unbelievable.
Well, I've certainly
Funny,
seen-
but violent. I was
Yeah.
like, damn, I didn't expect that. But
Well,
but
I've
the whole
certainly
movie
seen-
is great though.
Is it good? Is it? I've certainly
Yeah,
seen
it's
some episodes of Laurel and Hardy back in my day, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I probably have seen some Abbott and Costello at some point. I just don't remember.
Yeah, Abbott and Costello. This movie's good. You'll enjoy it. Of course, Bela Lugosi and Lon Chaney Jr. play their characters to a T for that time period and those series of movies that they did. They were awesome. Yeah, so I recommend it. I got it on DVD. I was lucky. I found it and bought it. So I'm quite pleased with my find. So
Yeah, that sounds cool.
yeah, I didn't have a.
We got
Willie P in the chat says super late. I know, and he's been sick.
oh, sorry to hear
And
that.
it's been going pretty good for the last 3 hours.
Yeah, you've missed all the showing of
Yes, we did a big show and tell of
various
toys
different-
and merch.
Okay, hang on.
Oh, here we
There
go. Here we go.
Here's Jeff.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go. He's got his he's got the
He's waving to you. That's just because they're still sitting down there beside my chair.
Right, yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, and I still got this sitting here too.
Hey.
You know, my lunchbox here.
That's a really
from
good.
the camera. Yeah, the
Again,
lunchbox. This is in
again,
excellent condition.
Is that
This was a
painted or
great-
photos? Is that painted?
No,
or
it's
photos?
painted on. Yeah, it's painted on. Yeah,
Really, you wouldn't think so.
it's painted. Yeah,
It looks so.
there's not
authentic.
sticker. It's not a photo. It's paint. Yep, and
You,
it's in
wouldn't- you,
great
wouldn't- you
shape.
honestly wouldn't think that. You wouldn't think that. It looks so real.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's in probably the best shape outside of new I've ever seen
Yeah.
for Lunchbox. It's cool. Yeah, we did a lot of show and tell. PCAT, Willie, we did a lot of show. Jens, we were doing some show and tell here. Time Prophet got to see it all.
First one
yeah,
here,
we-
was he?
Doing a lot of stuff. Yeah, he was here before we even started. But yeah, so we did quite a bit of stuff that way.
Aye,
But good stream. So
absolutely.
yep. So I think I'm gonna wrap it up here in a few minutes because I'm getting hungry and it's lunchtime here.
Was there no sign of your special guest or whatever it was?
No, yeah, I
Oh,
was
well.
actually going to have, and I'll show you. I was going to have this gentleman come on, the
Spider-
artist.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. That's right.
There's
He was on.
Batman. Yeah, I had him on yesterday. We did a
That's
stream,
right,
just
yeah.
he and I. Yeah, I was hoping he was gonna come on. I guess something happened, so he couldn't make it.
That's right, Elliot.
Um,
Yeah.
it's yeah,
That's
great
really
guy.
look at that. That's really good, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, well, you check out like the detail on
Spawn.
Spawn.
I keep thinking of Predator 2 when I see that, since we
Yeah.
spoke about that earlier, up on the top of the building. Yeah.
It's just freaking awesome. And then there's his
Venom.
Venom.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
great Venom. This is Yoda, and I actually have this. He sent me this in a high res picture, so I'm going to print that out and I'm going to make a picture frame for that
that's pretty awesome,
at
isn't
some
it?
point. Yeah. Oh, it's
That is
great.
pretty awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. And then he's got a shredder here.
That is
the,
the coloring looks just right out the cartoon. I'll tell you.
Right. And the thing is, though, this doesn't do it any justice because the picture on the bottom is a lot tall. This picture's taller. So on the
Okay.
bottom,
Mhm.
he is actually standing on what's left of the turtles. So he's a big Shredder fan. So
yeah.
So it's pretty cool. I remember seeing the black and white, the one he did before. Well, I saw this picture pre-color. Yeah, he showed it in his portfolio.
Yeah, he showed it. I remember seeing that yesterday.
Loved it. But and then his Spider-Man.
I mean, that was great, isn't it?
Yeah, it's awesome. I really enjoy his artwork. That
oh yeah,
I was kind of hoping he would be on.
But, that's a pity. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. There'll be another time. There's no big deal. No big deal.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Yes, Time Prophet. Yes, it is my kitchen. In the background, the refrigerator back there with photos and magnets and things. That's my kitchen.
You've got one of those
and then over here, I got two of them. I got one over here and one over there. Yeah, I got two. Yep. One. This is.
I can see the shadow now.
This is the living room. I'm sitting on the border. Yep. So we've done some renovations, and this right here, that as a light fixture that was never taken out. It should have been taken out. We didn't take it out yet. So when we put the ceiling fan in, there was a twin light fixture over where the ceiling fan is now, and we never took that one out. So
all right.
Yeah, and we ended up putting the wall sconce right here that's on the wall. That was supposed to take the place of that, but we ended up leaving it, and it still works.
I was waiting to say, is it still active?
Yeah. Oh yeah. The switch is over on the wall down below it. I got plenty of lights. I have plenty of lights.
Oh well.
Yeah.
At least you'll be able to see.
Yeah. Yeah. So
put your finger in that light. We don't.
Yeah. No. Yeah. PCAT. Yeah. Impressive artwork. Elliot is awesome. Go back and check out the video from yesterday. We did a stream I did with him. I've got his YouTube channel link in the description. It's there. Go check out his stuff. He's got some great stuff to show everybody on there.
He's got some. That pictures were really spot on.
Yeah. Time Prophet. It's too cold for fans in Britain. Yeah.
That's the funny thing. It's literally the brightest it's been all day now.
Nice. And then Time Prophet also says, I've almost finished my animation while on the stream. Good for you. Good job. At least we were able to, pass your time a little bit, Yeah. Yeah. Don't put your finger in that light. Yeah.
Yeah, it might be a bit shocking.
Yeah, exactly right. We don't want a smoldering flame coming out of my ear. No. But heck. He's got some awesome art work, and there's other stuff that he's working on, projects and stuff. I had a great time with him. yesterday. He's a great guy. He was on with me 30 minutes before we went on air, and we had a great conversation about stuff. And he's a big fan of science fiction too. So
yeah.
he did that Yoda. That Yoda was done about 2 or 3 years ago, I think he said. So that's the only thing he's ever done from Star Wars, though, as far as
what was it he
sci-fi.
said? He was exposed to Star Wars with the prequels, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's where he got
Yeah,
started, and
yeah.
that's
At least it wasn't the new stuff.
Oh God, yeah, I don't believe he's a fan of the new stuff.
Oh,
I don't believe he's a fan of the new movies. No. So he got started on the prequels, and then he went back and saw the original stuff too, and was blown away by that. So
well, that's it.
But yeah, people need to go and
the only 6 films that matter.
Yeah,
thus far.
Yeah, Providence. Next, the Wookiee Fever cooking channel. Yeah, no.
Cooking with Wookiee.
Yeah, cooking with Wookiee. Yeah, unless you like ramen noodles and Pop-Tarts. Yeah, no. Yeah, no cooking channel.
I can heat stuff up in the microwave. That's about as far
as
my cooking expertise goes.
Yes, exactly. That's right. Press the buttons, hit start.
Yeah. Push the button.
Yep.
All right. That's my.
Well, I think I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it a show. Call it a wrap. Okay. So I can go and make some lunch for the little one. She's back in the background waving at me. Going,
I suppose it's only right that you go and feed them.
Yeah, exactly. But thank you for coming on, my friend. I really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun, and thanks to Gobby Guy for coming on.
As always, a good chit chat.
Yeah. Had a great time, and thanks PCAT, Time Prophet, Dalek 451, and Tim Possible for coming in. Willie P Rivers coming in the chat too, and Jens Petter coming in the chat. There. Thanks for coming in, everybody. Really appreciate it. And please like and share the video, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Appreciate it.
Come on, do it.
Yeah, do it. And Crual, you got anything to plug or promote?
No, not really. Just
okay.
Just you'll see.
You're on Twitter.
I'm on Twitter, and sometimes I say things, and
yeah. Give him a follow on Twitter.
I do have that YouTube video that YouTube channel writing up, but mostly it's just for following other YouTubers. I put things up now and again. But
yeah.
I'm not a professional YouTuber, so.
Well, everybody needs to follow you on Twitter.
Yeah, absolutely. At the very least.
Yeah. All right. Cool deal, my friend. Well, you have a good evening.
You too.
And I'm gonna make some lunch, and
you do that, yeah.
Tomorrow
we don't want you wasting away now.
No. And tomorrow I've got another video. A stream. It's gonna be later in the day after I go watch the Space Jam movie, the second one, the New Legacy.
No.
I have to. I'm taking the little one with me tomorrow, and it's part of the summer movie stuff that the movie theater does here every year, and it's the movie that's running this week, and we're going on Wednesday tomorrow, and so I'm going to do a short a stream on that, like a review tomorrow in the afternoon over here. So we'll see how long that.
I'm sure you'll have plenty of nice things to say.
I have not seen it at all. I've only seen reviews of it when it came out. My daughter saw it once already, and she wants to see it again. And so we're gonna go, and and I'll leave a report on how high the popcorn and soda prices are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it should be interesting. But anyway, Great to have you, sir. Thank you for
very
coming.
much. Yes.
And you have a good evening. And everybody
too.
in the chat,
Yeah.
thank you so
everyone
much
else.
for being here. And y'all have a good